What is up, everybody? It's the Inhuman one here, and today I'm bringing you part 3 of Tainted Grail, the Fall of Avalon. And in this particular series, what we're going to be doing is showing you how to get everything in the Horns of the South area, getting all the goodies, and of course, finding all the secrets and the secret weapons. We already found 2, and we're on our way to continue finding some of the best, not only spells, secrets, but everything you can find in this game. This game has so much content, and I have scoured every inch of the Horns of the South so that I can bring it to you and show you exactly how to get the best outcomes for each of these things. So we're going to be heading back to the keep. If you remember, we did head this way, and we went to this little island over here and grabbed the big bonk. We're going to be coming back this way, of course, and then going back to the keep, completing some of these little side quests here, just to get some XP and all that, leveling, and then we're going to come out and finish Orla's quest, which is the Silk Road. So what we can do is just actually walk back. Honestly, if we want, we could even get some kills in, get some XP. Never a bad thing to do on the way back anyways.
Who goes there?
Hello, mate. And we are going with a two-handed build this go around, and I'm actually loving it. I am absolutely loving it. On my off-stream profile, I'm going with something more akin to a stealth archer, and that has been so much fun. I absolutely love the stealth archer. Big hit. Oh gosh, that destroyed him. Oh my gosh. That stuff hurts. We got these orbs of recoil. These are going to be pretty neat because you can use them to actually like force push enemies away, which is really cool, really fun to do. I'll kill you. Oh, there he is. Heavy attacks are incredibly strong, by the way. Anyways, let's make our way back up here. Remember, we had done a few things, and we had even located Pate's body after we read the letter. That was kind of a sad side quest. There's a lot of quests here that have so much depth to them, or even like moral ambiguity, so you kind of have to decide what you want to do. But a lot of them end sad, or a lot of them are just funny. You're going to see the wide kind of range of quests that we get, and it's pretty fun. I actually really enjoy this game. I have been loving every second of it. I was actually in the middle of a Clair Obscur playthrough on expert difficulty, first playthrough, and then I was like, wait a second, this game is amazing. Games like this, like any Bethesda-like, if you will, like Fallout, Oblivion, Skyrim, all those, I absolutely love those. My favorite games of all time. So much so, in fact, that my wife and I tried to actually coordinate our wedding date with the date the bombs dropped in Fallout. So that's how serious we are about this stuff. Anyway, so I'm trying to, I don't know why I'm here, actually. I don't know why I'm here. But what we can do is sell Osbert some of the stuff we have, and then we'll go and we'll start completing some of these little side quests. I may end a little bit early today. That's why I started earlier, because I do have an appointment. So I just want you guys to be aware of that. Make sure that you're actually in the sell area. I often go to buy, and I'm just like, oh, I think I'm selling everything, and I'm actually buying everything. So don't do that. Don't do what I do. We don't need that. We need something nice and cheap. Flame Torrent, that's a good one. Keeper's Armor. Hunting Trousers. Okay, we can actually put some of these on, in fact. Get rid of the slacks. I don't need the slacks. Soulstone we'll keep. And we can get rid of all the mana potions. Remember, we're going to be a melee character, so we're not going to be using mana. We're going to definitely be using the coatings. Coatings that I can't use on my stealth archer. And yeah, so this is good. Looking good here. Looking good. So I think what we're going to end up doing then is going to our stash. And remember, you can go in third person mode, and it's actually really fun to do. It looks nice. It's an accessibility feature that they implemented very late in the development cycle, but it's actually functional in almost every regard, so it works. It works fine. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and put some stuff away. Let's see here. We don't need magic, but we can keep it. We need to. The thing is, that bug still hasn't been fixed yet. The one where if you're in your inventory, or actually in your stash, putting things away from your inventory or even trying to take things out of the stash, you can't see the item description for the items that you're actually trying to mess with. So it can be quite annoying because you're like, wait, what do I do? Hunting trousers, like I mentioned, I showed you the location of where to obtain those. Those are really nice, especially if you have a bow. I was wearing those for the longest time, honestly. I'm going to actually switch to the Traveler's Pants. Why not? We can get a movement speed multiplier when we're not in combat, so we can just traverse the area a little more quickly. Traveler's Boots, yeah, why not? We're going to go full pacifist. We'll put that away for now, and then we'll sell these. Put this away. Inflicts burn. When we get a good weapon, we can definitely start messing with some weapon relics. I have relics that increase like my sneak damage on my other file, and they work really nice. Okay. These are all going to be things I could actually use on this file. We're going to put away all of our crafting materials. Remember, you can craft from your stash, essentially. The only thing that you can't do is whenever like you're applying something to like a relic or whatever to a weapon, you do have to have that on your person, which that does kind of suck. You have to go back, and it only sucks because right now, like if you're trying to look at your items, you can't necessarily be like, oh, I'm gonna grab, you don't even know what this is, right? I do believe that's what, like a shadow dagger or whatever, or shadow blade, but it's one of those things where it's like you can't even tell because you don't have an item description. There's like a little bug there, so hoping we can get that fixed immediately because that is driving me bonkers. All right, let's go to first person mode. We can sell these other items that I had, those other boots and stuff, in just a moment. And then let's go ahead and chat with a few of these locals here, get the side quests going. I want to get some XP. We're going to talk with Jan Eber. Hello, buddy, if you would speak to me. All right, so there's a keeper with a toothache complaining that you don't want to help him. And this quest here, just so you know, is pain relief. So we're just going to speak with this guy. The gentleman outside the door, the guard outside the door, is the one who's complaining about the toothache, just so you know. Alright, so also we can take a look at his shop, make sure we don't he doesn't have anything we need. He's got the potion recipes, but right now those are just a little pricey for us. So I'm not going to worry about that necessarily. Also, since we're here, might as well sell these things. Most merchants buy most goods, so
Lanzo knows very well what he must do. I'm sorry, but there's nothing else I can do for him. Either he removes the tooth, or it will keep hurting.
He said something about a remedy.
Yes, his grandma's miracle medicine. I honestly don't have time for village superstitions. I had to confiscate the recipe as well, lest he tries making it himself. As if I don't have enough problems already.
Could I have the recipe?
No. I thought I made myself clear. If you want an excuse to drink yourself to oblivion on moonshine, just drink the moonshine. No need to add other potentially dangerous ingredients.
Potential dangerous ingredients like what? This is really funny because the way that we obtain the recipe is by eliciting response. And this is really funny because this is something that people do anyways. People often divulge information willingly without you really having to bend their arm or twist their arm. So here we go.
Well, to be fair, the base recipe is pretty harmless. But what if someone decides that if they don't have carnation, it's perfectly fine to substitute it with devil's snare, since the color is more or less the same? Or sage with wolfsbane because, you know, leaves are leaves. I'm sorry, but unfortunately I know these people well enough not to trust them with something like this.
So if I combine moonshine, carnation, and sage, I'll get this remedy?
What? How do you... You know what? Fine. Do whatever you want. But if it causes you to shit yourself for 3 days straight, don't come running to me.
Fair enough. Alright, so we're going to go through some of his dialogue with the druids. He is fascinated with the druids because he's trying to understand kind of like what they're able to do and their ties to the land. He has been making some sort of concoction. This is what we're going to actually talk to him about.
Experience is the best teacher. Don't worry, I'm not testing anything on the others.
So he's been...
A great Camelotian physician used to say that a real doctor would never give his patient something he hadn't tried on himself first. A wise approach, which I follow myself.
So essentially, there's a concoction that he's been working on, and he uses himself, which is nice at least. He tries the remedies on himself first. So we're going to actually say, hey, could you try it on me?
Oh, that was unexpected. Yeah, take it. What will happen, I have no idea. But please, tell me, if you live to find out.
Alright. So Graham the Mad was the one who used to do the remedies on himself, which is pretty funny. And then he just talks about, you know, the whole, hey, pursuit of knowledge, it takes some sacrifice. So he doesn't like these remedies or these home brews because he wants to make sure that these people aren't accidentally poisoning themselves and things of that nature.
I don't dream about fortune.
Here he's talking about there was a guard up on the rampart that we met with the other day, and he actually was using some sort of like Adderall type thing that was keeping him up. So essentially that's the tonic that we can take from him that I'll show you how to get. But he does not share the recipe, unfortunately. Alright. Now, I don't know if we have carnation, but I'll get some anyways. I think I bought all of it. That's perfectly fine. Their inventories and stocks do actually replenish. But this right here, the Keeper's Vigor, is the kind of the Adderall of the that they all pass around, and they're like, hey, this is how I stay up all night and study for his tests, like all the weirdos used to do in college. And they didn't even, I don't know how they'd get it. They'd get this prescribed medicine. Like, yeah, it's fine, it's fine. Is it? We need to use his alchemical table though, so his alchemy table. We're gonna actually craft some of this homebrew stuff ourselves and give it to Lanzo. Toothache remedy. So here we go. We can click on it. Make sure that you actually select it, otherwise you'll be making whatever you're on instead of what you've moved your cursor over to. So now we have this, and we can go ahead and craft it. All you need is any kind of alcohol. You need sage and carnation. So now we have a toothache remedy. This actually does replenish health. It's made out of good ingredients that you can use to heal anything, in fact, and you can even make things like cough syrup if you want. But anyways, we're gonna go to Lanzo now.
Ah, you're back. How's the remedy?
It's actually pretty good, but it's done. Here you go.
Thank you. Ah, I'll finally be able to eat something. Here, take this as my thanks for your help.
Heck yes. So now we get a Menhir figure, and this is going to increase our health by 5 permanently. So all we do is we go ahead and make sure you consume it. We have Heber's Elixir, which he gave to us. We're actually going to be looking at that in just a moment. I'll show you how to use it. It's really, really funny. So we're certainly going to be doing that. And at this point, we are looking pretty good in terms of the quest. Let's speak with... Actually, we need to rest or eat or something, because I'm tired of having this health not here. When it goes to leveling up, we're going straight into the strength, okay? We need strength as much as possible so we can wield these really, really powerful two-handed weapons. So we're going to go with our two-handed again. Let's see. There's a lot of these things that are great. You get bonus strength to our attack damage to our heavy attacks here. We could go with more stamina depletion. That would not hurt at all. Lifesteal's beautiful. Man, all of these are really good, actually. Maybe we do that for now. A little balance of damage and, you know, I think that'll work. Let's see what we can camp. I mean, we can cook. What can we camp? Seawall's Delight. When you have crab and raspberries, that's certainly the way to go. We're going to make one of Mom's pies. This is for another quest. This is actually really funny. So I'll be making one of these. You need egg, flour, and a blueberry. So we are going to make one. This is hilarious, by the way. It doesn't do much for heals, just so you know. I think we're going to make some mashed potatoes. That does cost milk. And the cabbage rolls are fantastic to have on a rainy day. We'll go ahead and make all the ones that we're able to. And I think that puts us in a really good spot. Now, we've made Mom's Finest Pie. This is the quest as well. And what we're going to be doing is making our way towards the dude with glasses that we could not find for the life of us yesterday. He was asleep. He wouldn't wake up, so And what I want to do is just save, because we've been doing quite a bit of these little quests. I don't want to go back and have to do anything else if it crashes. So we're here, we have Keeper Teamer. Here's your pie, Keeper.
Yes.
Listen to this.
Still tastes like shit. Exactly how my mother would make it. It's just what I needed.
Like, what?
Oh, don't get me wrong. I really appreciate what you did for me. It's just that every time I doubt my service in the Horns of the South, I need a reminder of why I enlisted.
Your mother wasn't much of a cook?
My mother wasn't much of anything, to tell the truth. She always said I was good for nothing, and that I should be glad she even kept me. And every day she'd bring back home a new uncle. Many of those uncles like to kick me out of my own house when they were drinking and getting busy.
Getting busy.
Then, when she'd sober up and got rid of an uncle, she'd bake me that pie as an apology. It always tasted like shit. If the other villagers hadn't been feeding me, I would have starved to death. Hence the pie.
Now you have a new family.
Yeah, I do. So, despite the shitty weather and the world being on the verge of collapse, there's still nowhere else I'd rather be.
Sweet. So now we got that quest completed as well. Pretty funny in my opinion. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. Okay, and now that we're near Cillian, we can go ahead and speak with him and turn in some of these branded skins.
Please, state your business.
We weren't strong enough to take on the bandit leaders,
Go chop off some...
but we will soon.
Really? You fought bandits and killed them?
And he's like really sadistic. He likes to hear all the details and whatever else.
You really like
He gets
killing
more and more
don't
impressed as we kill more and more.
you? Incredible. As you can imagine, if by bring me the... Oh, I...
Alright, so now that we've done that, just so you know,
Oh, what...
one second.
Yeah.
Essentially, he's one of those guys that likes all the violence, but he doesn't want to get his hands dirty himself.
No. Oh. If... I need... That... There have... There are... Well, oh. Yep.
Chatty Cathy's, I tell you.
His name, they said the whole... People... Some say...
Okay, so I'll summarize and let you know exactly what all has been
Go chop...
communicated. So if you do enough, or you kill enough regular bandits and you turn in their branded skins, you'll be able to get a new bounty for an ogre. And so there's an ogre, and the ogre is... This is the part where you run away. The ogre's going to be over here by the Brock. I don't remember where he's at. There you go, right here. And you now get a quest for an additional kind of bounty that you normally wouldn't get. So if you do enough branded skins, which are just the standard bandits that you can find anywhere in this area, pretty much all throughout the entire Horns of the South, they'll have branded skins. You turn them into Cillian, he'll then give you that quest. He also spoke of Slauderg, which was the necromancers, the tomb that we actually went to that was empty. That was really neat. And then, so it all kind of ties together. And then he talked about the druids again, how, you know, they're the ones that caused the flooding and whatever else, but they were also rounded up and burnt inside of a wicker man. So, you know, makes sense. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to chat with Osbrit. Remember, there was a quest that we had that we'd picked up, and it was really funny because the guy is cold, right? The guy that's on the rampart walls. So we're going to be looking to see if we can speak with Osbert about it. It's called the Warmest Coat. The good thing about this quest actually is the fact that we can wear this coat and craft multiple copies of it. So let's go ahead and chat with Osbert first and say, I need a warm coat.
Huh. It's for Dan, isn't it? That ungrateful bastard's still on the wall.
If I say no, it's for me, likely to fail because our perception's quite low. So we'll say, yes, he told me about your disagreement.
Disagreement? Sure, you could call it that, and I guess I might have overreacted a bit. But since Dan is on the wall and I'm here, I couldn't tell him that I get it. The prank and all. and I forgave him a long time ago. Now that I think about it, it was a hell of a prank.
So you're not mad at all?
Well, he was right. I am old, but inefficient, stung a little bit. After all, I did my job well, and his sword is as sharp as Excalibur itself.
Right. That's nice. How about the coat?
I may not be angry with him anymore, but that doesn't mean I'll work my ass off so that his doesn't freeze. Here's an explanation of how to make it. Feel free to help him out yourself.
Excellent. So now we have a. I'm just gonna go through this dialogue here. I want to complete their dialogue, not really for anything other than it just gives you the idea, the ability to exhaust his dialogue options. So if anything were to come up, you can just get straight down to it. Okay, good. Now we're good. So he gave us the recipe for the warm coat. What we're going to be doing is heading over here and seeing if we can make it. You mostly just need, for the coat anyways, wolf pelt. So we're going to look for it. Here it is, the warm coat. So you need wolf pelt, and you also need leather. So we have these right here. In the event you don't have wolf pelt, there's plenty of wolves outside the keep walls, and then the leather you can actually purchase from Osbert if you just can't find any or unable to craft any. So here we're going to go ahead and try and craft one, and there we go. We got it, a warm coat. It gives you no armor, but it does grant you an additional optimal dash, which is really cool. So what we're going to be doing is heading up to the rampart walls and giving the coat to Dan. So like I said, in yesterday's stream anyways, all we did was kind of start up all the quests, and now we have the ability to complete many of them because we've been out and about collecting different ingredients for these recipes and other things we need to do to forge items and all that. So we're going to be slowly completing everything, getting all the XP, and then leveling up. Walter says, "Sup, Inhuman, hope you're having a great day." I am. I'm playing Tainted Grail. I'm happy. Here's your coat, Dan.
Thank you, friend. Let me repay your kindness. Even though I don't have much, I can at least tell you about something I saw a little while ago. It might be interesting for an adventurer like you. See those rocks near the shore? When it gets dark, sometimes I see a light there. I'm not sure what it could be, though. A bandit camp this close to the Horns? Impossible. The Daliata? No way. They wouldn't hide like that. Maybe something else entirely? It's probably nothing, but maybe you could find something interesting or valuable there. Farewell.
Alright, so we'll say thanks so we can get this going. So we gave him the warm coat. He did give us another quest. And this is going to actually lead to a quest that, an individual anyways, that ties to multiple quests. So the way you handle some of the original quest lines that you have with him can dictate if you're even going to have the ability to complete the other quests. And I learned that the hard way. So I'll be showing you that as well. Now, there was another quest. Remember, there was another individual on this rampart wall over here, I believe. And he gave us a book or a recipe that shows how to forge this armor. It was Shadowblade Lamar's armor. And I do believe, let's see here. Looking for it, looking, I can't find it now. Well, in either case, all that matters is he gave us the recipe. So if you actually go ahead and craft the armor, which is this armor right here, it's supposed to give you 80 armor. It looks freaking amazing and whatever else. But all you actually use is wolf pelt and some iron ore. So we'll go ahead and craft it. And this is what comes out. So Shadowblade Lamellar's armor is absolutely useless, and we should have known better. So yes. So now what we do,
Careful with that.
we can go chat with the guy that gave us pretty much the recipe, if you will, to craft the armor. Absolutely sucks in my opinion. And it's funny because I wonder if there's going to be a way to craft the true armor. This actually starts another side quest that forces us to like search for the guy and get some payback, because we're like, hey man, you're over here lying about all the stuff we can get. This stuff's trash. And it is. He's peddling trash over here. Remember, these are all areas that we've searched already in the previous stream. Now we're going to speak with Keeper Alar. I made the armor according to the instructions you gave me.
Oh, right. The lamellar armor from the Armorer's Almanac. I remember. So how did it turn out?
It's shit.
Impossible. You must have made a mistake. I'm sure it wouldn't have turned out
Love
like
it.
if you had followed Arden's instructions properly.
Alright. Too funny, too funny. Which way is it? Not this way. I'm confusion. Yeah, the armor is absolute trash. Ow, my foot! Hopefully Osbert did not go to bed yet. He went to bed. Lovely. We'll grab some sleep too, that way we can get everybody awake and moving around. They can finish their quests. I'm telling you, Keeper Teamer just sleeps the whole time. He doesn't do much of anything, does he? Once the blacksmith comes out, we'll be able to complete the rest of that quest. I'm trying to find the quest that is associated with it. I do believe we have to speak with the blacksmith, and then that'll kind of help us out a little bit. No worries, no worries. Oh, there he is. Okay. Get to your little spot, sir. I think by speaking with him, we continue our quest, because that's what I did last time. I was like, hey man, this armor sucks. But he's not really chatting with us about it right now, so... Interesting. Interesting. No worries. What we're gonna do instead is we're gonna start pushing forward the quest for the guy that hates the seagulls. And this is a pretty funny quest. We'll be moving on to the Silk Road, which is excellent. Let's see here. Right here. It's irrational hatred. So here, if we make our way upstairs and go towards the area that, this is Excalibur, by the way, that's called the captain's quarters. The captain's quarters is actually going to be closed off to us, so we're going to be heading to the left instead. And on this left-hand side of the building, you're going to have a museum. Inside the museum is the kind of the museum keeper, usually sweeping away, and his name is Riderick. He's not here right now, though. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. He might be sleeping. These are his quarters. Wake up, old man. Yeah, he's asleep. No worries. So while everybody's asleep and taking their time, we'll go ahead and start working on the quest that are in the immediate vicinity as well. Give everybody some time to wake up. But man, there's some lazy bums, I'll tell you. Lazy bums. Alright, so remember that they had mentioned the potion that we were supposed to take that Heber gave us. It was one he hadn't tried out yet. So we'll go through this. It's actually pretty funny. I had no clue what it did until I just started messing around, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Yeah, but it's interesting that for whatever reason I wasn't able to trigger that sequence with the Shadow Blade armor. Maybe I should have engaged a bit with Keeper Alar a little bit more. But yeah, he gives you that additional quest. You speak with Osbrit, and then you actually go and try and find him because Osbrit's absolutely pissed that he's kind of shaming the name of blacksmiths all around. So anyway, so if you're up here and you can speak with him if you want. There's a few people you can actually speak with to help him give you certain things as well, and we'll do that in just a moment. But when we look at our inventory, it's going to be in our bag, and you can go to the Heber's Elixir. We don't know what it does, we just know that the effects are unknown, so consume at our own risk. Honestly, at this point, you're like, well, nothing's changed. Even if you go to the status, you can go to status, and it will pretty much say, like, nothing. So nothing's happening, right? So what you can do is you can actually speak to this white chicken right here. You can see that it says talk.
Seed, leftover fish, crumbs of everyday life. I want some good seed. I'd love some good seed. Not bad seed and fish bones, bitter, ugh, nasty.
Oh, the chickens push me around.
What can you eat? Want good seed? Go away. Go, stupid human. Go. Why humans still here? Shoo, shoo, shoo.
So the chicken is talking, but we're gonna find out exactly why. Now the funny thing about this too is that I thought it was weird that she says human, right? But then she's gonna say all these crazy, like, advanced words. I'm like, okay, your vocabulary is massive, but then you say human. But I guess she's just trying to be funny. But in either case, yeah, a talking chicken.
Oh no, not another one. Listen, did you perhaps drink some weird concoction lately?
Maybe. Actually, I did drink a potion with an unspecified effect.
Human Heber, I see. I know it must be an entirely new situation for you. If you're feeling hot flashes, you should just lie down. Try to sleep. There, calm down. It'll all be better soon. Damned human.
Who are you?
What? Unless I've grown 4 arms, I should still be a chicken. What's wrong with your lot? Do you always ask such stupid questions?
What are you doing here?
Pecking, clucking. What else am I supposed to be? Pardon me, Avalonian. Quacking doing. If you want an egg, don't ask me. I'm not one of those henhouse floozies. Now get lost.
Now, I say, wait, you need to explain what's going on. She's going to reveal to us that she's actually a four-dweller spy. She's not a chicken, and the only way we communicate with her is because we took that concoction. So she's actually a spy, and the four-dwellers said, hey, let's take the form of these animals so we can spy on the humans. They didn't realize that humans ate chickens, so she's one of the last remaining spies.
I'm not sure if I should. Ugh, whatever. I'm Muriel, a four-dweller covert agent among the humans. Though I've nobody left to report to. My bosses stopped contacting me a long time ago.
You're a four-dweller?
No, I've been a chicken for over 600 years. Damn, you're really dim, aren't you?
What was your mission?
Observe, learn, and forward intel. Spy, basically.
Let's see, and what did you want to destroy us?
Not at first, no. Until one human, along with a few others, decided that annihilation sounded like a good idea. The war was bloody, but you know that. You won it, in a way. Or at least that's what you think.
You were to spy on us, so there are more of you?
There used to be. But it seems I'm the only one left. Turned out that assuming the form of a chicken was not a great fit for spying. We began to disappear, one chicken after another. We lost our heads, ended up in the giant cauldron of destiny.
Oh yeah.
We thought all the humans had figured us out.
Chicken soup.
But then it turned out that you just wanted to fill those fat bellies of yours.
And what have you learned from your observations?
You're sad, bitter, impulsive, short-sighted, petty, and you have a penchant for self-destruction. Oh yes, and everything you touch, no matter how good, eventually turns into shit. And then you wonder why everything around you has lost all meaning. I could go on and on, but I won't. Although, perhaps that is exactly what made you seem so alluring to us. Well, one of the many bad decisions made by the Four Dwellers. Well, it doesn't matter anymore. Now go away!
And she won't really chat with us anymore. What we can do is we can actually go back to Hebra. See if we can report the results. But yeah, that's how you use the concoction. Otherwise, there's little to no direction on how to use it or what effects it has. So honestly, this is something that it just took me forever to figure out. I just was going around. I had taken the potion and I was like, oh man, maybe the quest was bugged. But it's not. You just go speak to the chicken. It's like in real life. Whenever you take a potion that has no, no defined effects. Yeah, so I guess that's it. There's nothing to report. Nothing to report. Now it's interesting because these are things that I do want to make sure we're double checking. Because that Shadow Lamellar armor should have done something as well, but it didn't yet, so no worries. Some of the quest lines are going to be triggered off of specific dialogue choices, so. And because this is my second time playing through this part of it, I'm trying to do some different options, and sometimes those options do result in different outcomes. Alright, let's see if Rhetoric is up and about. He should be. Lazy old man. There he is. He speaks really slow. This is one of the more funny conversations you can have, but he will literally like talk very, very slow. We're not going to listen to him the whole way. We're going to just get the information we need.
Welcome.
So let's see. I'd like to ask you about seagulls. Do you know what they're afraid of?
I have to admit that local fauna is not one of my main areas of interest, but I do know the answer to this question, as it is rooted in the history of the Horns of the South.
You see how slow he talks?
It used to be the case that a significant part of the daily catch was gobbled up by our troublesome coastal neighbors. So the keepers of that time found a very peculiar way to deal with the problem.
Just tell me what it is.
I'm getting that. No, where was I? Yes, the keepers of that time. Some of them, called the seagullers, scared off the coastal birds using specially constructed masks. They made them from feathers and pieces of tanned pigskin sewn together. The reason the gulls avoided these masks is
they're creepy.
unclear, but perhaps their peculiar shape reminded them of a natural predator?
Alright, so we'll ask about the museum later, but we did get a recipe for the seaguller's mask, which looks crazy by the way, and we're gonna make sure that we have a few people put it on. It's gonna be great. You guys are gonna love this. Alright, so we're gonna go to Osbrit, or at least his smithing station, and see if we can craft it. I'm gonna talk with him again just to see, do you have any questions? Okay, he doesn't have any questions for me. Just want to make sure I have an idea of how much it's worth, just in the event that we don't have the materials for it. But all it takes is 2 leather and 2 feathers. So even though it's like 50 feathers on his head. Boom. Now we have the Seaguller's Mask, and this is something out of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I tell you. Now we're going to go up to this side of the rampart wall. and we're gonna go speak with Gwilyn. Gwilyn's the crazy guy that hates the seagulls. I don't know why I went this way though. Gwilyn's over here, but in either case, we can make our way around pretty easily. Alright, up we go. So you can, whenever you're going up this rampart wall, you can either pick to go towards like the chickens and the rooftop garden, or just right over here. And Gwilyn's gonna be facing this side.
Just stay put. There you are. Finally. Do you have what I need?
I believe I do. This mask should help.
A mask? Eh? Are you sure? Ah, whatever. Sod it. Now they'll get what's coming.
There it is.
Damn rascals. You can go now.
I think you're forgetting something.
You're right. Here, take this. But don't think, even for a moment, that the struggle is over. We need more, much more, to finally rid ourselves of those blasted birds once and for all. Are you ready for the next step in our fight against the flying, shitting enemy?
Yeah, I am. What can I do?
That's the spirit. In a war like this, every ally counts. Look, I've got the perfect seagull trap design right here. You just need to make a few and set them up in some strategic spots, like this one. And those flying pests will surely get caught. We need to work smart.
Sir, yes sir, I'll get to work.
Go on then, and fight against the flying vermin.
Alright, so now he's giving us a few things actually. We've got something called a giant feather, which is going to give us a permanent upgrade in just a moment. I think it's to our stamina. I'll show you just how to get that. But also he's given us a recipe for bird traps. So let's go into our inventory, and then here we have the giant feather. This is going to increase our encumbrance by +5. So now we have even more encumbrance. We can consume that, and we're good to go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back to Osbrit. But I do believe that it takes some wood, so let's go ahead and cut some wood real quick. Get some free wood. There's going to be a few components that it needs. Primarily fish, because you need bait for any good trap. So we are going to need fish, which we've been picking up. And there's fish all over the place. You'll never run out of fish. It's the other meats that are a lot more, I would say, rare. Okay, so let's go over here. And now we can go ahead and chat. Well, we don't even need to chat with Osbert necessarily. We just need to use his station. And when it comes to the traps, we need fish, wood, and bone. So now we can go ahead and craft some. So if we do this, we can actually, we can only craft the 3, it looks like. Okay, so I need, what am I lacking? I'm lacking fish. So there's fish just about everywhere. If for whatever reason you can't find any just sitting around, then you can always purchase some from the cook. Let's see here. Fishy, fishy, fishy. Need fish. Sometimes you'll see it in here. I may not have grabbed it from here already. I think I scoured these boxes and crates already for all the goodies. Penny bun. How did I miss all of this? Well, they're playing hard to get. All we need to do is go in here. We can just grab a fish real quick. Grab all those. Remember, there's recipes for different things. We already have the recipes for this, I believe. I don't think we have this yet, but we'll be able to craft a lot of that stuff. Let's go ahead and chat with him here. He's just kind of a mouthy guy. He's pretty funny. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna be chatting with him about a few things. Now, at Ron's Tavern, that's the tavern on the village. That's literally on the beach where all the refugees are located. So we're gonna be chatting with them as well. And we're just kind of being a smartass right here. And what we can do is we're gonna find out where it is. And then you do need to speak with the cook so that we can actually progress the quest for the guy that's near the chickens that's gardening. So his name's Owen, even though it looks like Eogan, but we'll chat with him.
Owen? Yes, he's my best friend. We don't even need words.
And the funny thing is, by progressing this quest, we're going to get a little bit more trust and rapport with Owen, and then we're going to move his quest line forward as well.
Heck no. You should have seen Owen 20 years ago. He was sharp as a pin and could get anything done. If you wanted something, you went to Owen, and he always found a way to help you.
What changed?
Politics. What else? Owen survived 3 captains. One was terribly lazy. He just sat there like moss on a log and did jack shit. That frustrated Owen. Then there was another one. He was afraid of everything. So all he did was kiss Camelot's ass. And that blocked Owen's ideas to do something meaningful with his fish shack. And when it was finally Brandon's turn, Owen was already fed up with all this. It's funny, isn't it? First captain who doesn't mind introducing new ideas, and our local revolutionary has given up already.
It's ironic.
So now he just putters around in his little garden trying to find some peace in the twilight of his life.
Alright, so now with that information, we've spoken to him, and we now can move that quest forward even more. But right now, we're doing the quest for the irrational, seagull hater guy. So we're going to be going over here, crafting one more trap. Remember, all the ingredients are so close, and that's why I'm completing these quests for you really quickly, so you can see how easy it is to do them and just get the XP. So here, we're going to go ahead and craft this last one, and we're good to go. Now we can go ahead and track this quest here, and we have to place the traps in different areas. So you're going to see all the different locations, and I'm going to show you the best way to do that. So here we go. We're going to be running over here. I'm going to go in third person mode because I'm just that kind of guy. I like to see what we have on. And remember, all this armor that we have on, including the weapons, I've shown you how to obtain in the last few streams. So you guys can also have all of this amazing armor, including like the increased max health, the Thorn helmet, which I think is really fantastic, and all the goodies. So we're going to place the first trap. Look how cool that trap looks. Like, that is incredible. Expert craftsmanship, I should say. Alright, so I do believe that's this one. There's 4 traps that we have to set because we did craft 4 different traps. So there's 4 different locations, and of course they're kind of like off the beaten path, if you will. Purposely so.
Just another peaceful moment.
We're going to go over here, and there's going to be one at the end of the rampart wall. Remember the sleepy guy that we met, the keeper that was really sleepy, and he had to keep drinking the keeper's vigil? That is right next to one of the traps that we need to set, and I actually pointed it out in that stream as well. I keep saying that stream as if it wasn't yesterday's stream. So here we have another location, so trap number 2. And then we have 2 more locations that are going to be near the lighthouses. So the lighthouses are actually like what they're overlooking, not him, but Gwilyn is essentially looking right towards them. So we're going to be heading over this way towards this bridge. And we're going to cross this bridge. Hopefully you don't have fear of heights. Look at this. Can you imagine? There's no way my medieval ass would be crossing this rickety old bridge. Can't imagine it was up to up to standards, up to code. All right, so now that we're here, we can activate this trap as well, and then there's one more trap, and all you have to do is follow this path here on screen, and we're gonna go all the way over here. Since we're at this lighthouse, we'll go ahead and explore it. There's not too much in it that's like too valuable, but we're gonna get a composite bow just by setting this trap over here. So we can jump over, it doesn't really matter. I just do this for style points. Slide. Alright, and now we can place the trap. If you look down, there's a composite bow, and composite bows are actually very powerful if you have the stats for them. They do require a little bit of strength and dexterity, We're going to be going pure strength, so we may not have what we need for it, but it's no big deal. So we've placed the traps. We're going to go ahead and explore the lighthouse really quickly, and then go back and report to Gwilyn, our commander. All right, goodies, goodies, goodies. Ooh. Chantarelle. Gotta have the salt. I grabbed pork. Gross, I don't eat pork. I'm gonna go first person. It's much easier for me to search stuff this way. Sharpening stone is not bad. Definitely need that to upgrade our weapons and items along the way. We can get that moss. That's gonna actually apply poison to our weapons, so it's a good way to coat our weapons. And then we can make our way up here. Pretty much we're just getting mostly ingredients and things like that. Nothing too crazy. Don't forget to pick up all the alcohol you can, because that's going to be a major component for all of your potions, which I thought was kind of interesting. I was like, I know I saw something different. Flour. And we'll keep making our way up this staircase, grabbing all the goodies along the way. If I could only. I know there's more. There. That's one thing I wouldn't mind them updating either, like making sure like that the trigger for, you know, activating the boxes and different crates is a little bit more forgiving, because it's like you have to be right on it just to make sure. So that's a little interesting in my opinion. It's hard to tell sometimes which of the crates has the items, because if you move just a millimeter in one direction, like, yeah, I have no clue. Which one is it? And again, the best part is a lot of the foodstuffs and all that stuff, it's just, they're very light, you know, and even like ore, like when you're mining and stuff, it's very light, you know, so you can carry quite a bit of it. So this is how we're going to get back down quickly without having to do all that again. But yeah, aside from that, there's not too much. I do remember there being something in one of these areas. Oh, bread and cheese? Hell yes. Count me in. Wine and cheese. Lovely. Small bucket. I was surprised you couldn't take like this mandrake or whatever it was, but you can't. Yeah, so that's just a bunch of goodies, really. Bunch of ingredients, things like that. Nothing too crazy. This could somehow be something later on that we need to do. I don't know. Maybe there'll be an NPC that moves here later on. There wasn't anything like that that happened all the way through my completion of Horns of the South, though, but... Okay. Down we go. So we've explored the lighthouse, at least. And then we'll be making our way back across the bridges to the keep. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Almost got stuck. You know, if you get stuck, you can actually press pause and do it. There's an unstuck option. So just always be aware that's something. I haven't gotten stuck yet, honestly. The only thing I experience is like game crashes. Like if I go on for a session that's several hours long, it might crash like a single time. So, oh my gosh. I just screwed up. Oh, I have no clue how to get back. Time to do some Bethesda platforming. We might use that unstuck option now. Okay, cool, we made it. That was insanity. This is a a passageway we're going to be getting to in due time. That's the path to the village, just so you know. The village that we keep referring to, that NPC will be one that helps you decorate your homes and all that other stuff. And then we have a few other individuals we can chat with as well. But we're not going to be doing that just yet. I want to get to some action, honestly. That was really scary. I can't believe I figured that one out. I had not fallen down there before, and I was just sprinting like a fool, so. Mana potion, aromatic remedy, it's some more potions. Some of these tinctures and all that, they give you like a percentage of health, so they end up being quite valuable later on. So it'd be like 25% of your health or 75% health, and that's really, really good. So now we're back into the keep. We're gonna be moving forward this way. Let's see. Reporting to Gwilyn, of course. Which is over here, my bad. Don't go to sleep, Gwilyn, I need you. Marcus, what's going on? Marcus is, hey, Inhuman, been looking forward to your stream today. Hope you're doing well. Let's smack some ass. Yeah, oh yeah. Much arse is going to be smacked. We're gonna smack some major ass today. The funny thing is, right now we've just been doing side quests, and I'm showing you how to complete all of them just to get XP. We're gonna be jumping right into the action immediately after this.
How did my traps work? Quite the technological marvels, aren't they?
Those traps are very impressive. So, any reward?
What? I'm giving you the opportunity to take part in the greatest campaign since King Arthur's time, and you're asking for money.
A campaign is one thing. I don't want to piss him off. I'm gonna say this: the greatest. No. I'll say this.
Well, that's fair. You're not one of us, so I guess Rourke isn't feeding you for free.
That's right. I'm starving over here.
Half of my pay. Eat your fill, so you'll have strength for further battles. So, are you ready for another challenge?
Sure. Yes, Commander. Awaiting orders.
We need to solve the seagull problem on Avalon once and for all. You'll search for their nests and destroy them without mercy.
Pretty much, he wants you to burn them, do everything to them, kill everything, and we're like, okay. And so we say, sure, I'll keep an eye out for the nests, and then we pretty much are going to report him because he's just kind of getting increasingly more erratic.
The nests will only go.
Alright, so we got some coin for that, not bad. Now we can go ahead and speak with Fergus about his behavior, or Fergus actually. And then we'll go out and we're going to complete Orla's quest. Orla's quest is one of my favorite quests because it has such a surprise ending, and I thought it was hilarious. I love that kind of goofy like things that kind of tie together and all come full circle, and it certainly does in a really cool way. So that'll also allow us to see if we can take on an ogre, which might be a bit of a problem right now, but we'll see. Hello, Fergus. Why the hell are you so far away? We need to talk about Gwilyn.
Let me guess. He's trying to rope you into his campaign against Avalonian seagulls.
How'd you know?
It's a well-known story. All the keepers know of Gwylyn's obsession, but it's less amusing than it sounds. You see, Gwylyn is from a coastal village. His father, a fisherman, worked hard to feed his family. He instilled a deep hatred of seagulls in Gwylyn, claiming they were our greatest enemy. He taught his son how to kill them effectively, and insisted they were agents of the Fall Dwellers.
Gwilyn has gone insane?
Essentially, yes. But he wasn't always like this. When he joined, he just didn't like seagulls and avoided them. I gave him simple jobs away from the walls, and everyone was happy. Until one day, he asked to serve on the walls. I agreed because I thought he'd simply got used to the birds. I had no idea I would be contributing to feeding his obsession.
When did you realize he was getting worse?
I spoke to him. Between his rants, I heard a confession I didn't expect. When Gwylyn was only 7 years old, he saw a flock of seagulls attack his father and pluck his eyes out. Is it true? Or the ramblings of a madman? It's not for me to decide. Don't get me wrong. Gwylyn is harmless, and he's a good soldier. But he can't be helped.
But he's an idiot. Okay, what should I do now?
Whatever he's asked you to do, just ignore it. Don't argue with him. It's not your responsibility. If he brings up seagulls, just pretend you didn't hear him. That's what we all do.
Alright, and just so that you know, in my previous file, or the file that I'm doing off stream, I had high enough perception to say, hey, it seems like it's going to escalate quite a bit. And then when it does, he's able to then be placed inside, and he's now like in the barracks or the garrison, away from the walls. And yes, he still has his mask on, he's still a crazy guy, but hey, it's fine. This is fine. Anyways, really cool, and again, there are so many different outcomes to this, it's just crazy to me. I'm gonna set a bonfire because I do what I want, and I'm gonna talk with the king. The once and future king. Marcus, I followed your vid to get the lightning hammer. Wiki stats are wrong. Yeah, wiki fandom in particular is always terrible. Wikidot is where it's at, but they don't make Wikidots very much anymore. Yeah, the stats were provided. I made sure I showed it, and it was in the screenshot. So it's 12 strength, not 6. Yeah, I don't know why people keep, I don't know, saying like this is wrong. Like it's not correct. Okay, so let's talk with him real quick. The Archspire doesn't look like something built by humans.
I suppose it wasn't. I can feel it guards something primordial within. The markings on the stone resemble the work of the Foredwellers. In my time, such inscriptions would shift and change, making them impossible to decipher. Yet, I met some people who sought to unravel these mysteries.
Whoa, hold on, buddy.
Most of them were Picts. I allowed them to explore Avalon without my oversight. And so, I remember that the royal geographers came to be. My favorite band of adventurers. True pathfinders. Avalon owes them a great debt.
Alright. Let's level up because we want to get this strength up to 12 immediately. We want to get that up as soon as possible. We get the lifesteal, stamina, constitution. Want that to be reduced as well. Very good. Looking good, looking good. So we'll go ahead and rest and make sure that it's morning so we can get a good start. Yeah, I'm not sure why the stats are incorrect. We're resting now, and the questing egg is exactly, has pretty much been satisfied for quite some time now, and here's how we get our pet. So once you actually walk 5,000 steps after you get the egg from the lair of the beast, you can actually rest at a bonfire and you hatch this little guy here. And you can pet him, and you can make him stay in a certain location if you don't want him to get lost. But he's like a pet that it seems like he's invincible. I made him stay because I was, as a stealth build, hearing footsteps behind me and stuff is really, really, you know, confusing. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to have him follow me, but he can follow us along. He moves really cute, and it's super awesome. So that's our pet. We now have a pet. Okay, so there's a few things we want to do. We want to go ahead and activate the quest. That's called the Silk Road, and when we look on our map here, it's going to be right in this area. We're going to be heading that way. Honestly, you can fast travel, but I do want to kind of walk so we can engage with anybody along the way and get some XP. Also, just by moving, you get your athleticism up, you get your agility up by jumping around, so I mean, it's never a bad thing. Also, you can kind of get used to the lay of the land. But yeah, we're going to make our way over here. I think I see a brother over there. Oh, yes. Yes, indeed.
What's that noise?
Oh, son. Okay, and then get hit again. There you go. That's what we like to see. Be very careful over here. There's going to be bears and stuff, so what we're going to be doing is heading over this way. I don't see the Grindylows or whatever they're called, so that's fine. There's a giant bear that's actually quite powerful, and it'll kill you because it knocks you down, and it'll kill you like 2 hits. It knocks you down and keeps you pinned, so it's pretty scary to fight. This is the only patch of cows I've seen, so far. It's pretty fun. What I would like to do is change this into something a little bit, yeah, there you go. Something a little bit less expensive. And we're going to save because, hey, we haven't saved in a while. And honestly, I would like to not have the game crash either. Hello, brother. Alright, he's dead. I love your hammer, by the way. Hammer's working great. Where did the other one go? Huh. Interesting. I hear footsteps. Oh my god. I said I hear footsteps. And it was just him. Hey, buddy, it's you. Come here. That bear is angry. I see it already. Oh, really? Okay, no more charged attacks for you. You blew away the corpse. I was trying to loot him. Is he over here? That was not cool, bro. Alright, we're gonna go around this way. This is the scenic route. We'll go ahead and pick this lock here. I learned the hard way with the bears. The bears are ferocious, Marcus. Alright, let's get a good hit on this guy. Okay. Monster Blood's gonna be good. I would strongly suggest picking up the Monster Blood now. It's gonna be used for like some of the highest level of potions. Let's see. This is just some dialogue from the 4 dwellers. There's 2, actually. You're gonna be coming back to this area later as well, so don't you worry. Grindylows hammer. And then there's a few things over here. As we approach the east wall, we'll do a little bit more exploration of it, and I'll show you guys something that I actually missed on my first playthrough. I came back and I realized I had failed the quest, and it's actually pretty neat. These druidic shrines, I didn't explain it too well, but if you actually offer a animal parts or whatever, you can get like benefits and boons and whatever else. So like if we were to give an animal component, for example, you often get like a piece of armor, right? So if you look at your bag now we have shoes of the waning moon, right? And these are going to have different requirements, of course, but they can also give you different things like, anything ranging from, increased damage, increased movement speed, and what have you. So pretty good stuff. I like it. All right. So yeah, what am I thinking? We're not sneaking around. Oh, he hit his friend. There is friendly fire in this game, by the way. Okay, we're gonna slow down time like a boss. Yeah, you're dead, buddy. You're dead, buddy. Alright, so thank you, little guy, for helping me. Moral support. We're gonna pick up the skin. Pick up this as well so we can sell it for later. The weapons seem to be worth more than the armor, so I'm going to be doing that as well. We're good on cooking. We've got plenty of things. Copper is going to be good, and so is iron. So copper is green. Iron ore is kind of like pinkish red hue. I'll speak with this person and free them in just a moment. But first, we have to loot. Flour and milk. Oh, yes. We can make the best of pies. Reinforced chest. And there's a spell here for Summon Grindylow. So I'm going to show you guys where that's at. So on the map here, you zoom in. This is where you get the Summon Grindylow. And as it sounds, you can actually summon a Grindylow. And if you're a caster, obviously they can attack. And you can even send them. Like, so when you use summons, you can send them and like kind of point them in a certain direction. And it's pretty good. I mean, they pull the aggro like crazy. All right. Make some potions here. I think that's good for now. Get our alchemy skill up a bit too on the way. and then we can go ahead and chat with Nest here.
Favors me. Open this and release me.
No sneaking cobblers, hell no. We are warriors. Not so fast. They must have a reason for keeping you here.
Are you serious? And here I thought no one could be dumber than Bromar. I'm Nest, of the Ulfra clan. And that's my real name. I'm nothing like that nameless fool Bromar. I'll admit, getting caught was my mistake, but his men had the numbers. Bromar might be an oaf, but I can't deny he's got some talent for banditry.
Orla wants to know about her package.
That woman thinks only about business, doesn't she? Can't say I blame her. In times like these, everyone has to look after their own skin.
Truth.
They took everything I had, but I managed to hide Orla's package before they caught me. You can dig it up and take it to her. She'll pay you, and we'll be even. Consider it my thanks for freeing me.
You're free to go.
Finally. Someone with some sense in this den of idiots. Thanks. I'll heal up and head back to my people. You didn't happen to kill that big oaf hanging around outside, did ya? Bromar no face. Suits him with that ugly mug of his.
I didn't see anyone like that.
Well, honor demands I kill the bastard, but I'll tend to my wounds first. Thanks for freeing me. You're alright for a non-reata.
So we've freed her and we got some XP. Also, we get the next part of the quest unlocked. So just so that you know, the Brahma No Face is gonna be someone that we can face off with a little bit later on. So anyways. Alright, so let's go this way. And we're gonna look at our map really quick just to make sure. Yeah, it's just gonna be right behind this tree. There is another bear over here, actually, so you want to be careful. Don't just, like, sprint through like I am. Because, you know, there's bears and such. Ugh, I hate these guys. Redcaps are really strong for being so damn small. Oh my gosh, okay. You're dead. Ugh! Okay, he's dead too. That was scary. Make sure you take their caps, and you can use their daggers if you're one of those dagger users like myself on my other file, and monster blood, okay? So that's all good to have. Oh my little pet scares me every time. What we want to do is every time we're in this area, grab this ethereal cobweb node because it's worth 35 ethereal cobweb. So we're actually going to make our rounds and do that really quickly. So what I normally do is just depending on where I'm at. There's a wolf over here. We're gonna go around and take this little natural land bridge. Grab the sage on the way there because why not? Sage is of course important for the healing potions as I've mentioned. But I do want to keep mentioning certain things like that so that if you're following along you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. You can always mine that weird stone too. That's gonna be one of the major locations for us to get it in this area. There's the chest that we've looted, all empty. But the important thing is coming here every once in a while and getting this 35 cobweb. This is the largest node that I've seen. Every other node gives you anywhere from 5 to 10. This one gives you 35. So, you're welcome. Oh gosh. Okay, whoa my gosh, there's the bear. Please be distracted. Okay, he's not distracted anymore. I'm sneaking. Yeah, I can't sneak. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Stay over there, brother. No. Bears are so strong right now, too. Okay, what we can do is when we're at this location, we can dig up this chest here, and then we're going to get a mysterious package. Mysterious package is awesome, and we're going to use it to great effect in due time. We can grab all this stuff and sell it. And then now we go back to Orla. So if you're trying to like get, figure out like kind of where we're at right now, we're pretty much right in between the merchant and where, well, the cemetery, I mean, and then the straight away towards the keep. So we're not too far from where we need to be. Red Priest butt. I would prefer to get some XP, but man, these guys aren't the easiest. I'm not used to just running up like this because I'm used to being really sneaky and strategic. Oh, he's so strong. Why are you strong? Save me, axolotl friend. I'm gonna throw some knives. You bastard.
Back to your hovel, coward.
No!
I'll get you back tenfold.
Wait, I'm hitting with a shovel. That's why I'm not doing any damage. Oh my gosh! Okay, that's what's happening. You're invincible, huh? Put your theory to the test. I was hitting him with a shovel. I was like, I'm not doing any damage. I'm not doing any damage. Yeah, I'm looting. Come at me, bro. No. No. I was wondering why. I was like, why aren't I doing any damage? And I saw the black tip, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was using a shovel. Worth it. Totally worth it. Alright, so now we're going to be heading towards the major area, through the cemetery, and then we'll be able to go ahead and return to the keep. Pick up the skull and bones because we're going to be crafting some stuff, or at least trying to. More often than not, I think my crafting skill is still so low that I often craft either weak variants or broken variants. Wait, what? The balls? Okay. Come get some. Everybody gets their brain smashed in. Alright, cool. Remember, this is where we got a dagger. I already showed you all the location. Every time we get a unique item, I always show the location. You thought I was doing a shovel build? Those damn bears. You know, there is actually gear that enhances damage for things like that. So I was thinking of, if I beat this game, I will beat it. I was thinking of doing a challenge run. And I was actually thinking of like doing something like that, either unarmed, but then I found you can do something like with pickaxe, shovels, rakes, anything like that, any kind of farming tool. There's gear that enhances the damage of that, and I was like, that is amazing. So I immediately thought to myself, what if I did that? I do challenge runs all the time, so it'd be fun to do something like that on a game like this that I'm enjoying so much. I used to do challenge runs and build guides on like Skyrim all the time, so. Alright, and yes, we can fast travel, and that's certainly something we could use, but I'm wanting to, get the as much XP as possible by, getting the athleticism up, getting, the agility up, and doing all that stuff. And also, you can get a familiarity with the layout of the land, too. I was able to kind of memorize a lot of the areas, just by going back and forth and not relying on fast travel so much. Shovel only build now.
Please stay.
All right.
Oh. Do you keep at?
Sweet. Let's go up here and sell what we can to Osbrit, and then we're gonna speak to Orla. Get rid of the longsword, the spear. We don't need the knife. Claymore. We have the strength for the claymore now. That's excellent. Shields are for cowards. Battle-tested longbow we can get rid of. We can't use anything crazy like that. We don't want to spec too much into something like that anyways. And then when it comes to all these, well, oh my gosh, I'm buying all these things? Son of a mother. I do that all the time. Let's see. This should be it then. That's my bad. I always forget to toggle over to sell, so then I'm then purchasing everything a million times over. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I just used all of my gold. I've done that so many times on my off-stream profile because I'm usually, you know, there's other stuff going around, you know, in the house. I'm like, oh my gosh, when I'm recording. Okay, let's try that again. This time, we're not gonna give away all of our gold. Matter of fact, we can sell most of the things to Marg right here anyways. Or, yeah. There we go. We've toggled over. Composite bow, it's good, but we are going to sell it. Get rid of all this dented iron stuff. We don't need that either. That does give us a bit of more armor, but honestly, right now we need to keep what we have on. Leather pants, nah. Nah, we're going pantsless. I've been looking for a recipe for daggers, throwing knives, more particularly.
Because you need to do something.
Alright, so just wanted to exhaust his dialogue. I'm gonna do that. I'll make sure that we're at least speaking to them when there's actual quests, but then if there's anything else that is just like additional dialogue, we're gonna kind of skip through so we can make sure that we're exhausting the dialogue options, making sure that we accept any potential new quests that come along as well. Like for example, the Shadow Lamellar armor, for whatever reason, I didn't possibly pick the right decision. It's been a while since I've spoken with him anyways, so it didn't trigger the second part of that quest. Which is unfortunate because none of the options really seemed like they're that critical, but it seemed like it didn't actually trigger the condition that I was wanting. So let's speak with Orla. She's right here towards the entrance.
You're back. Did you bring my goods?
I got your package from the nest. Marcus says, I know that exploring at night grants more XP. I have done it a few times, but scared of this boss that may appear and one-shot kill you. Yeah, he's like the... I don't know what the hell he is, but he's a four-dweller. Four-dweller ghost. He's really tough.
That's the best news I've heard all week. Come on then, give it to me.
Payment first.
Ah, Ness got to you, didn't she? Alright. 100 coins should do it, right?
I had to save your friend's life.
Alright.
Yay!
Normally, I wouldn't care. But this is the first good thing that's happened to me in a while. Here's your money. Now that I think about it, since you managed to bring that package and Ness decided to ditch me, you might as well help with the next part of the job.
What do you mean?
My client, you know who, wants the package delivered to a specific place. Once you're there, you'll use these very special arrows I'm about to give you, and shoot the package from a safe distance. Regular arrows won't do the trick, and if you waste them before the job's done, I'll charge you for the next batch. These aren't gifts, they're tools.
And what will happen then?
Oh, come on. What do you think happens when you shoot flaming arrows at a mysterious package? Think for a second. Anyway, whatever opens up in front of you, check it out, and then tell me all about it. If I were you, I wouldn't touch anything. But if something catches your eye, well, maybe nobody will notice. Just make sure to open the passage.
What might I find inside?
Am I some kind of seer? I have no idea. The captain's my client, not my friend. But if the rumors about him cozying up to the Dalriada tribes are true, you might stumble upon something related to them. Maybe some long-lost artifacts. I haven't got a clue. Personally, I think the captain's just trying to suck up to them. I would be very much like him.
Does the captain know about this?
What does he care? He pays me to get the job done. How I get it done and whose hands do the work, that's my business.
Alright, so let's just go through. Essentially, she's from Timberwall. Nothing crazy. But she hasn't been able... They're all kind of like scammers over there. And even she comes from a family of scammers. And she doesn't want to, you know, be part of that anymore. But she's kind of at a standstill here. She can't really progress and like make any kind of footing here because they don't even let her stay here other than just have set up shop right by the entrance because they don't trust her. But anyways, so now we're going to be heading towards the area that we talked about, and this is going to be leading us right next to an ogre. So this is actually, in my opinion, I don't know if I'll be able to take on the ogre just yet, but we're certainly going to try. So we're going to be going through this pathway here, this main road through the shop, and along the way we'll see if we can potentially take on one of the bandit leaders. So this is the main path here. We're just going to take this path and then run across it, pick up these carrots. Alright. There will be multiple occasions that even at the end you can clear out these areas and actually free them of bandits so they don't come back, which is pretty cool. But that's at the very end, once you've kind of done everything else for this area. Alright, much better than the shovel, right? Take that. I'll take that off your hands. I'll take that. Oh my gosh. Okay. Ah! He called me a wimp? I don't like that. Alright, so he's dead. That's why he got smashed into oblivion. The other game. Alright, there's that. Very nice. We've already opened up these chests. I'm just kind of making my way through here just for some additional XP. Which we did level. When you level, you actually get full health as well, so it's a nice thing to do in a pinch.
Right. Keep your eyes.
Hello. And then we should have another... There you go, an archer. We already picked up that chest. You have to dig it up if you didn't know that already. Alright, and then there should be some wolves around here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save and see if I can potentially make my way to this area. And, oh, through this area I should say. And defeat the, the bandit leader. Again, I haven't really fought too many of them. Just so you know, this is going to be like high ground, and then we're going to end up having to circle around anyways, but I just want to see if, hey, on the way there, can we kill him? That fingerless comb guy is pretty tough, so... Hey, you're not awake. Wakey, wakey. We want to tag this fast travel point anyways, so... Oh, he's good. He's damn good. Oh my gosh, who are you? Survive! Cracked his egg. Alright, so we get the long sword. You know, we should have considered getting our claymore out, but that's fine. All in good time, all in due time. Alright, so here we're gonna have this, just in case things get crazy. Oh my gosh, I dodged it. Get out of here, kid. Save yourself. Wait! Okay. The whole city? The entire village. Run! Get some, Bubba. Alright, now, what about you? What about you? He's too far. What just hit me? Did you bite me? Oh, it's you. Okay, mister. I will dash and dodge. Oh, my face. Well, He's dead. Whew. That was stressful. You know what we should do? We should definitely consider. Uh oh. No!
This is my lucky day.
Should definitely consider using some of these coatings.
Take you down with me.
Take that.
This is my lucky day.
Moving laterally and strafing is definitely going to help, and then using your evasive maneuvers is always good too. Oh! Crunched his back. A worn battle hammer. Let's see what kind of damage that does. Is that more than the Grindilo weapon? I'd like to know. Okay. But they did interrupt me. I was saying giving some sage advice. Did I literally have no dishes anymore? That's insane. We need to do some cooking. We need to do some cooking. Alright, so this does 38 to 43 damage. I'm down with that. Now, you're going to notice that there's a kind of tower up here. We'll be taking this tower. Hey, little guy. At the very top, there's some goodies as per usual. Where the balls? Alright. Potions galore. It's getting late, which is unfortunate. Let's see if we can maybe do a little bonfire over here. Marcus says, I'm streaming you in my main lounge to 83-inch LG, love it. Watching a movie. My two cats, Ghost and Boo, are fascinated. Still trying, but so crap at parrying. Oh, parrying's so much fun in this game, though. It's really fun. I have a parrying dagger, which I'll show you how to get. And then the parrying gauntlets also increase the window, and we got those in the last stream. So if you haven't already seen those or obtained those, definitely get those. Those things are awesome. Definitely want all this stuff too. I don't want mom's pie. Mom's pie is relatively worthless. Hunter stew, yes please. Mashed potatoes all day. Cabbage rolls. Did I just make mom's pie? I did. Mom's pie is not really that good, but it's fine. We will level up because why the heck not? We're so close. We're 2 levels away, guys. 2 levels away. So now what we're going to do is confirm. We're going to go over here, activate our skill tree, and then we're going to go for a little bit more bonus damage. I love the heavy attacks. Honestly think those are huge, huge, huge. And then we can rest. Gonna make sure that the weirdness doesn't do anything. Oh my gosh, I just go back and rest immediately. Oftentimes there's like a 4-dweller ghost that can come at you. It's super scary, so don't let that happen. Alright, so we're gonna run and do crazy things.
Don't let your guard down.
Oh my gosh! Ah, the boss came too. That's not good. The boss is the red-headed gent. But we're gonna kite these enemies. I don't really feel like... Whoa, my gosh, that's him.
You're no match for our band.
Yeah, but you certainly can parry. You can execute if you stagger them enough, and we are getting a bunch of stagger damage with this, so I should have executed him to showcase that. I haven't done it with a two-handed weapon yet. I've done it with daggers and stuff before. Hello. What did he say? You're nothing but a what? Come again? Alright, so essentially we have like 2 other enemies. I am going to apply... Oh, I want to apply a coating. I've not really used them and I think it'd be fun to use. There you go. We can do bleed or we can do poison. Or fire. Ooh. Fire axe. Let's do that. Okay. 60 seconds of playtime. Oh, he's a big boy. Damn, he's huge. How did I miss? Oh, okay, that hurt.
You fight like a...
Yeah, watch your mouth when you talk to me, boy. Ugh.
That's all you've got.
Dagger in the face. Okay, daggers are great. We're gonna take his head. Sensitive viewers beware. I'm just kidding. There's not even any blood. And we get his bone club. Yes, please. This is another two-handed weapon, and actually it's really good. I'm gonna show you why in just a moment. But hey, we were strong enough to kill him, so look at us go. Look at us go. There's gonna be tons of just ingredients. And it's not a bad thing to go ahead and pick all these locks and get all that. I love doing the lock picking anyways because you get XP for it. Okay, that's gonna be up here then. A little bit more. Oh, really? That's a stubborn one. Alright. You can take this dude's satin pants, but the crippling core is really what you want there. We'll be going over everything that we got along the way though, so let's go ahead and just take a moment to look at what was in our bag. So here we get to learn how to make all of the different splashes. This will cause a certain type of damage on hit. So we can read it. And then here we have the crippling core. So if you deal 1,000 damage to an enemy, you can stagger them and increase the damage that you deal to them subsequently. So it's really, really cool. Here we have this, the bone club. We can actually use it. Oops. We can actually, what the balls? There you go. We can actually equip this. I don't know why it keeps making me read that. That's fine. We've got Rusty Artigal's head, which is one of the bandit leaders already. We don't need this book. And yeah, we're good to go. So let's take a look at our weapon really quickly. This is dealing 41 to 46 damage. So after you kill an enemy, your attacks cost 50% less stamina for 8 seconds. That's fantastic. And this only requires 7 strength. So that's huge. We'll definitely be using this for now until we get to 12 strength. This is an excellent weapon to kind of beeline to, honestly. We can go ahead and use our heal by, or eat, and get our heal over time because we're not in battle, so it's not a bad thing to do. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving this game. I love games like this. Like my wife and I, this is like our favorite kind of genre to play. And it's nice to be able to play one that's newer and that, you know, it's just really fun. I didn't think I was going to have the opportunity to, I didn't even know what this game was. They reached out to me and I was like, yeah, I'll play this. Didn't realize how cool it was going to be. It's definitely up my alley. It's my favorite genre. It's Souls-likes, Metroidvanias, RPGs. Those are all my favorite genres. And like I said earlier, we're so serious about like the Bethesda-likes, as I call them. You know how everybody says Souls-like, Souls-like. I like the Bethesda-likes because Fallout 3 in particular, my wife and I like really bonded over that game, and that's one of the first games. Like, she truly then just got hooked on it, and we liked the game so much that we actually tried to coordinate our wedding day, or marriage day actually, which is different here. We tried to coordinate our marriage date to the date the bombs dropped in Fallout 3, so it was just so cool. But anyways, that's how much we like these types of games. Canine meat, ugh. All of these are hard for some reason. Okay, so that means here. Hairless Orb, +2. This is a ring, increases crit chance by 7%. That's a pretty massive percentage if you think about it. Here we have max stamina and some encumbrance. A little bit of crit chance wouldn't hurt. Honestly, I wouldn't mind putting that on right now. The stamina's fine, but it's only +5 stamina. It's not like it's a big percentage or anything, but it's still really good. And oh my god, I almost killed my little guy. Dude, I almost killed you. Fallout 3 is such a great game, says Marcus. Hope they do a remaster. Oh gosh, that would be a thing of beauty, wouldn't it? Alright, so now that we've come here, we are going to be circling down and around. Just so, for the sake of like us getting familiar with the area. You can get some raspberries over here as well, and we're going to be making our way down. This is where the cow patch is. I like to call them cow patches. And then we're going to be making our way towards the few things. There's another quest we can actually get underneath the bridge, and we can actually obtain a horse as well. So we'll be doing that. I thought I heard some brethren. Dude, you scare me when you do that. Grab this keeper's tag. He's got a withered grub, which is a kind of a unique like little item. You can, it's a consumable actually, but it increases your attack speed. I have not found any other grub like this, so I just kept it. I thought that was pretty neat. But anyways, we're gonna be working our way over here. There was another, there he is. Down, boy. Down. Okay. Now over here, this is the same encampment where we just explored the arch spire. I'm gonna kill these wolves so that they don't get in my way. Oh my lord. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. That was an accident though. Totally meant to do that. Alright. Wolf claw. We will need the wolf claws if you want to make an offering to the wolf shrine. But we're gonna save. Lots of saves. Just because I don't want it to crash and send us back any, and then also because that's our horse, by the way. There's two enemies over here underneath, and the one that's more difficult is actually this brother over here. So let's this. We're gonna charge. Come around. Oh my gosh. There you go. And then, whoa, oh my god, and the other one should be coming, and he's already there. So we've got that, and then we can grab his disgraced skin. Silver plate, Staff of Othela, Burning Ember, why not? And then we can take all his silk stuff and sell it, honestly. Lovely. Fallout 3 is so good. I love that game. One of my favorite games of all time. I thought these were hilarious. I actually collect all of these on my off-stream profile. I thought it was so funny because I thought that the jailer, Baltazar, was going to be one that would collect those books or like trade you for them, but no, he's not. So I'm like, well, shoot, I'm going to collect them anyways because they're hilarious. So funny to me. Alright, so in terms of potions, I think we're okay. Over here, you're going to see some more pigs, and here's our horse. So if you mount it for the first time, you can actually then use the wheel. And usually what I do is I just I take it away to a little safe spot. It doesn't get hurt, not to my knowledge anyways. But anyways, if you want a horse, the way to get it is just by defeating the enemies underneath the King's Road marker. So the King's Road is from the keep anyways. If you just go down this main path, this is the King's Road bridge. If you just circle around and go through, you'll see that underneath the bridge, there's two enemies guarding a white horse. The white horse is going to be a horse that you can call at any point in time. If you hold the wheel and you press right on the D-pad, you can call the horse in any of the islands that you're at, any of the areas of the game as well. So really cool. Grab this sage because we need to. And here's some pigs, bunch of ingredients here as well. And there's actually more bandit leaders that way, but we're going to be going down this path instead. And I'm going to show you guys how to get another unique item. It's very awesome if you are an archer. So here we go. Let's go ahead and take on these brothers real quick. All right. Take the monster blood, if anything. The monster blood is going to be used for making one of the strongest variations of the potions. So we'll be taking all of this. Dig up that. I am going to remember to switch. We're using the bone club. Remember that our stamina usage is going to be reduced significantly every time we kill. So killing enemies in rapid succession is just a thing of beauty with this bone club weapon we got from Ardgal. Rusty Ardgal. It's a great weapon, but once we get to level 12, we're going to be discarding it for Big Bonk. And then once we get some a little bit of endurance, then we'll be switching to the lightning, which is a lightning hammer that is pretty much a two-handed variation of Mjolnir. It's gonna be pretty amazing. So here we have Flame Torrent and the Hexed Bow. So if you are kind of like a battle mage, or like if you're an archer that uses like spells as well, if you go to this tower here beyond the King's Road, on the way to like the Brock area, you're gonna see that you can find the Hexed Bow, and it doesn't have very high requirements at all, but it does magic damage on top of the physical damage, so it's pretty cool. I actually really like this. Flame Torrent was what we picked up from the that one disgraced mage underneath the King's Road Bridge. This is just another spell type, and we picked up all his clothes along the way. The staff is also just a pretty decent staff. Has a pretty good amount of block, honestly. But anyways, we're going to continue on. I'm really loving this weapon. It only had +7 requirements, so that's something that we could have kind of beeline for if we can take on Rusty Article. He's just kind of a tough guy. I don't think any of those bandit leaders are pretty tanky. But using a combination of your strikes, throwing knives, and things like that, and keeping them at bay, kiting the enemies, using those strategies, you're going to be able to defeat just about anybody. Alright, so now we're going to follow this main road as we've talked about. We're going to be tagging a fast travel point up there, and we can just watch for the wolves. There's going to be a bear on the left side more often than not. So just kind of watch yourself. I hit him so hard. Yeah. Take the fangs and the claws. Those are always the most important pieces or ingredients you can get from them. Pick up the sage. We're gonna go ahead and tag this fast travel point, and there will be an ogre here. I want to show you guys something that is incredibly funny. So if you're just tuning in, this quest here is actually a reference to Shrek, and I'm going to show you exactly why. So if any of you guys remember in the beginning of the movie when Shrek is scaring off all of the villagers that are trying to, like, I don't know, raid his little village or whatever, when he sneaks up on them, he says, he puts out the torch, he says, "This is the part where you run away." And really funny because it's an ogre that says that, right? Shrek the ogre. Well, the name of this quest is this is the part where you run away and you have to slay an ogre. Funny thing is there's actually more to this reference. So if you guys remember, this is the beach where you landed. So if you kill enough bandits, you'll get this secondary quest to slay not only bandit leaders, but also the ogre. So we're going to try and take on the ogre, and I'm going to show you guys the next part of the Easter egg and reference. It's really funny. You guys are going to love this. Let's see if we can take him on. Pretty decent damage, actually. That's an AoE slam, so be careful with that. They can always swipe behind them, so don't just get too comfortable staying behind them. If you're too far away, he does have the ability to throw rocks and stuff at you as well. There you go. Headshots are incredibly strong against him if you can pull them off, especially if you're an arrow user or whatnot. Archer like myself. In my other file anyways. Lovely. Alright, so that's the ogre, right? We've taken on the ogre. Ogre bounty. We get the throwing knives, pick up his claws, monster blood, and the ogre tooth. Absolutely. Why wouldn't we? But this is the actual rest of the Easter egg. Here, oh no, they didn't do. They must have changed it. That is too funny. This peasant on the early access file or version of the game was actually redheaded, and so that was like Fiona. That is insane that she doesn't have red hair. I wonder if that was like something they needed to change. But I actually have footage of her being redheaded, and this is the launch version of the game, so they may have changed it or may have had to change it. That's too funny. That's way too funny. But anyways, good stuff either way. We're going to be finishing up the second part of Orla's quest, but first we want to loot everything. always loot. The loot is why we're here. This is why we do what we do. I can't believe she doesn't have red hair anymore. That is insane. I actually have recorded footage of her with red hair, so I wonder if they were forced to change that. Or if the body's just random each time. I know it's a woman though. It's been a woman both times. Probably part of the latest patch. Yeah, that is interesting. Always take the roses. Roses are going to be part of the ingredients needed to craft a better variant of the potions. So we're going to be doing that too. If you haven't already, you definitely want to pick up the potions and the fishing rod. We're going to be using some fishing actually as the next part of this quest. So if you don't have a fishing rod, please be sure to pick that one up. I know it's funny, but hey, my characters are essentially variants of me. I don't eat pork, so my characters don't eat pork. Okay. There's the opening that's kind of covered up right now, but we can still actually explore just a bit. There's going to be a few more pathways that we can go up and find some goodies. Gotta grab the eggs. Alright, raspberries if you need them. I usually stay on like one level at a time, so we'll be exploring like the lower level, and then you can explore the higher levels as well. That's just kind of a way that it allows me to kind of keep track of where I've been, especially when there is vertical exploration, like, oh, you've got stairs, you've got multiple levels. There is another chest we can dig up. When I explored this area, it was nighttime, and I was running around being chased by all these ghosts and other creatures, so it was pretty terrifying. Let's see if we can get to this brother. Feral Charm. That's another variant of it that we already obtained. You can have, like, I have like 3 on my person. And again, the Feral Charm is not bad. It increases the fizz damage by 3%, and then we picked up another Flame Torrent, which is just a spell. It's just a stronger variant of like a fireball type spell. Again, all of this is in the Brock area, so if you guys are curious, it's going to be right over here. The Ruined Brock. Alright, so I think I have my shovel out, as per usual. Yeah, says, hey bro, just want to say thank you for the tutorial. Blasphemous, you're doing a great job. Keep it up. Thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed it. I will say this, that if you enjoyed it and if you got some value out of it and if you're really liking it, the best way to show your appreciation, your thanks, is by subscribing. Because I'm a full-time content creator, so that goes a long ways to just helping me continue doing what I'm doing and living my dream. So thank you so much, my brother. Wondered why you left the pigs alone. Yeah, I didn't kill them because I was like, nah, I left the cows alone too, if you noticed. But the cows, I eat cows. I will certainly eat cows. Love the cows. But they're so cute. There's only 3 of them, so I kind of feel bad. We already picked up a better variant of the Perilous Orb, but here you have the +1 version here, so that's not, nothing to sneeze at, I guess. And then I'm trying to think. I do really think that is it, because this just leads around to nothing. You're like, wait, what does that do? Absolutely nothing. Let's get back to where we need to go though, safely. Safely? Okay. Now we'll come back up and around, and then there'll be some stuff over here. Stuff, as I say. Very good, very good. Fire arrow, that's something you could also use in the event that you ran out of the arrows, didn't want to run back to Orla. But unless you just absolutely suck at aiming, which is possible, it's not too hard to make happen. So before it gets dark, guys, let's go ahead and interact with this. We're going to place the package. Again, we are completing Orla's quest. So the other quest that just ran over was the Shrek quest, but we're going to go back to Orla's quest right here, and then what we can do is we can actually switch over to our bow. But hey, guess what? We don't have the correct arrows equipped, so you do need fire arrows So she actually gives you some fire arrows. So now that we have those, you can just stand back. And you have to hit it like twice. And there you have it. Alright, so now what we can do is we can go back and equip our weapon. We're going to go down here and you guys are going to love this. This is the Brock Prison. Marcus, I also have problems killing animals in all games I play. I tend to ignore them. I love animals. I grew up on a ranch, and so the relationship I had with animals was very different back then. Back then, they just served a purpose kind of thing. But as I met my wife and all that, I learned like, oh, you can have like companionship, and you can like learn to love these things, and it was really nice. A lot of the trauma I had with animals too is that a lot of them died, you know, because I was on a ranch. So I saw some pretty gruesome deaths of a lot of my animals, and some that were like actually belonged to me, like were actually mine. It was just kind of sad. Versus just like, oh, it's just on the ranch. It was like, no, it'd be like in one of my, like, it was my horse or my whatever. So I've had a lot of animals die on me. So I had like issues like with getting close to animals. But anyways, what we're gonna do is open this up and we're gonna look aside and hey, what's here? Nothing but this guy, this old undead guy, Rumpled Fanini. So we've heard and seen things about Rumpled, and it seems that he's a famous cook. But let's talk to him and see what he has to say.
Yes? Who are you? Did Albert Albertus send you?
Albert Albertus.
I've told you 1,000 times I'm not leaving. This place is perfect for me. At last, I have the space to explore the limits of culinary delights. You'll never understand, you bunch of cabbage heads. Your taste buds have long been dulled by fried cheese, fried fish, and oil. Oil everywhere, the goddamn oil.
This is unexpected.
Oh, so you're not one of Albert's yes men. I hope you'll forgive this egregious lapse in my manners. I never thought that after the entrance was buried, anyone unfamiliar with my situation would find their way here. But first things first. My name is Rumpled Fanini. I used to be the most renowned chef in Camelot, but now I am an outcast. Doomed to forever search, misunderstood by plebeians with no taste.
I still don't understand what you're doing here.
I've discovered, no, I've reached the limits of taste. And when I gazed into that abyss, I realized that all my past efforts were doomed to fail. You see, the logical conclusion of creating the most delicious food is something that flips the pleasure of eating on its head and brings it to the other side. Food so delicious, so extraordinary, that the pleasure turns into pain. Because, you see, it's only through pain that we can truly reach pleasure. Now, listen carefully. Sour herring and cheese.
It sounds revolting.
Sour herring with cheese. Perhaps, but it's not supposed to sound, it's supposed to be seen. For what is virtue if you don't first know vice? This experience is meant to embody the essence of flavor transgression. Culinary norms and rules, they're nothing but simple amusements for the masses. Limitations meant only to expose the cracks within them. Why don't you try it yourself? Though I must warn you, there's no turning back from this path. Once you've tasted the effects of my culinary transgression, nothing will ever be the same. Here's the recipe for my sour herring with cheese. The ingredients are for you to obtain. It must be your own path. Just remember, it requires a special herring.
Oh, a very special herring, actually. Where should I find it?
If I recall correctly, a good fishing spot was here. I've marked it on your map. My acolyte of culinary delights.
All right. So then we can ask him, you know, how long he's been trapped. He's been here for like several hundred years. And he thinks it's Captain Hubert, but so much time has passed, it's Captain Brendan. He's like, what? And he's like, I had no clue how long I've been in here. So he's been there for a while. We're going to complete that quest as well in due time. And we need to before the end of this stream so you guys can see how amazing the reward is. This is honestly one of the best rewards in the game, in my opinion. for a quest. Most of these chambers or jail cells aren't going to have much of anything, but they do have the cheeses and some of the other ingredients that you will need. Marcus says, hi, Tit. Inhuman is one of the nicest content creators on YouTube. Well, I try. I definitely try. I just try and be myself. That's why I love streaming, because you can actually connect with the audience and you can see the human side of the Inhuman one. I love that. And that's why I really want to grow the community, my streaming community in particular. Depending on the games I play, that's often what's going to drive like the engagement. But interestingly enough, it's been pretty slow with this game. I love this game, so I'm going to play it regardless. But I do need to finish Clair Obscur. We were doing that as well. Let's open up the rest of these jail cells so we can get the XP. Subscribe now and thumbs. Oh, Reliable, how's it going? Does Blasphemous series end at season 2? You mean like does the game end at like the second game? I don't know. They might make a third game. There's nothing in the works right now, but the second game is where everything ends. I don't know if they'll make a third. It wouldn't really make much sense story-wise, but they can continue like to revive people, resurrect people, bring people back, do prequels, things of that nature. So I'm sure. Blasphemous 1 is, in my opinion, much more difficult, but also not as good as the Metroidvania as the sequel. The sequel is just better in every way. So now that we've opened up all of these areas, there's really nothing in them aside from the cheese and that one jail cell. So we're going to be coming up here instead, and we're going to finish off his quest. So there's not a Blasphemous 2 tutorial necessarily. It was a playthrough, but I got like 90-something% completion on the first playthrough I did, so it's pretty good. The only thing I would advise you is if you play Blasphemous 2, there'll be an individual that she's like a chalice kind of giant, and she helps you refill your health. Always offer a sacrifice to her. I wasn't sure what that meant because there were no guides at the time, so I didn't do that, but just always offer up sacrifices to her, and you'll get the max amount of health. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at the map really quickly, and over to this side, we're going to see that there's the quest for the 120 days on herring and cheese. This is a really fun area we're going to get to, so we're going to go through here, fish, and then come back. My cats are going crazy, so if you hear them, I promise everything is fine. They just ate. They eat multiple times a day, and when they eat, they go nuts. So that's all they're doing right now. They're just like, yeah. All right, I like that. We're 1 point away, guys. 1 point away. All right, so we're going to go ahead and let's see if we can cook, honestly. I'm not going to cook yet because I don't want to have to get cheese and stuff again. So let's just go ahead and, oh, really? Rest, rest, rest. Always spam the rest and go right back if they wake you up. And then we're going to go this way. There is no difference in run speed if you have your weapon out or not, just so you know. I haven't noticed one at all. There is a druidic shrine here as well you can make an offering to. Remember, every time you make an offering, you can actually get something back. So you get, now we have the Wraps of the Waning Moon. So there's tons of druidic shrines all over the place. You definitely want to find them. I didn't see anything with like anything here. Like some of the tombstones you can actually read and others you just can't. But in either case, we're gonna make our way down to this little beach over here. We're gonna clear the smuggler's den in due time, but just so I want to note a few things. So we've made our way to the beach, right? From the rock. All we did was cross over these rocks. This area has tons of enemies we can clear out, and a den that we're going to end up clearing out as well. Aside from that, though, this area right here is going to be important for a quest we do later on. And then over here, we're just going to make a really nice clean path towards the cheese area. And we're going to do that first because I want to make sure that we actually clear everything out. I only have about 40 minutes left because I have an appointment that I need to get to, and it's a little bit out of town, so I need to have enough time to get there. So that's why I'm started the stream early and ending it early as well. No! you jerk. Alright. So all you want to do is follow this little island bar, the sand bar, if you will. Bye-bye. And you can walk all the way across it. Marcus says, yeah, my cats heard them. Oh my god, yeah, they're spoiled. Why is Inhuman so underrated? I have no clue. I do have multiple channels. Here's a fishing rod if you need it. So this is my smallest channel. You can get a good spear here, and then we can also just fish. So if for whatever reason you can't equip it, or you can't automatically fish, this is the only item that I've noticed that does this, but you can just go into and equip your fishing rod. And then you can do fishing. There's a mini game here, and it's a little tricky, but you don't have to tap X. You just have to hold X. So I'll tell you exactly what I'm talking about. So once you feel the bite, you're gonna press X, and you'll see the rod kind of bend. And that's nothing biting or anything. If you put in exclamation point YouTube, you'll see. Okay, we're pulling the fishing line now. And then now you have to, oh, it was not a fish, so never mind. If there's an actual fish, you get the fishing game on, honestly. The fishing mini game. Okay, there you go. Please be a fish. We get a vase. We're going for the very special herring. Really? A silver chalice, look at that. Last time it took me one attempt to get an actual fish. Now we're picking up everything but. Okay, so you hold X to keep the hook within that little golden or yellow area. So you just hold it and let it go, and as the fish bubbles kind of stop, then it runs out of air, and then you can pull in the fish, and it's easy. So we got a really special herring, and now that we've done this, we can go ahead and craft the new item. So we got a new fish in our log, which is great. We're gonna run back this way now, retrace our steps, and we'll be exploring all of these areas. Just so you know, I've seen just about everything there's to see in the Thorns of the South area, so I'm gonna be showing you all of that as well. But I do want to make sure that we're not doing too much out of order. I had to show you guys this. This is one of my favorite spells and rewards in the entire game. So, alright, so this is essentially where we came from. We didn't really go and explore the Smuggler's Bay or anything like that, and that's perfectly fine. We don't need to. Instead, what we need to do is head back to the area, the Brock that we were just at. I do believe there is a cooking station there, so we should be able to craft the sour herring and cheese, which, as disgusting as that sounds, actually pretty good. So here you go, hit that. So if you put in exclamation point YouTube like that, you'll see my other channels. This is my smallest channel, and then I have a reaction channel that I'm creating as well, and then I have my lore channel, which is where I do lore on all the different games. Alright, let's see, I think there was, yeah, a cooking pot right here. So what we want to do is make the sour herring and cheese. It's actually a pretty decent heal, not bad at all. It's like on par with like your cabbage rolls and stuff like that. So, or more particularly your mashed potatoes. Alright, so now we have sour herring and cheese. And we're going to take this to Rumpold.
I can smell it.
And we can say, smell what?
Sour herring with cheese. I can smell it. You made it. Do you understand now? Only by expanding our desires and fully embracing pleasure can we, the unfortunate beings thrust into this sorrowful world, hope to find a few roses among life's thorns.
Indeed.
You will never be free from the smell of sour herring, and you should never want to be free from it.
Great. So with that, guys, we get something called Rumpold's Revenge, which is by far the best spell in the entire game. You can actually cast a spell that condensates cheese from your own blood, and what you do is you then cast the cheese kind of essence towards whoever you're aiming at, and they become cheese. They will die and become like 20 blocks of cheese. It's insane. So Rumpel's Revenge is honestly the best spell in the game. Absolutely love it. All you have to do is start Orla's quest, and then once you meet Rumpelt in the Brock's prison, get the sour herring from the location that I showed you on the map, and then come back, make the sour herring and cheese. There's cheese right next to the cooking pot in his prison cell, and then you can get Rumpel's Revenge. This will literally turn enemies into cheese. It's insane. Absolutely insane. But anyways, one of my favorite quests in the entire game. Absolutely love that. And hope you guys enjoyed that as well. It's honestly one of the coolest things about this game. The quest variety and the rewards for the quests are just so much fun. And of course, things like the armor design, weapon design just looks sick. So you're always looking really badass too. But yeah, absolutely love it. But anyways, that is the one of my favorite quests. Just in case you forgot and you weren't able to remember, all we did is to get the fish. We ran right over here, and then there's like a little sandbar, so you'll see, you won't be able to miss it. And you'll be able to grab a fishing rod from there if you didn't already have one, and then you can fish for the special herring in this location right here. It's just a few paces away. We'll go here at some point later. It's going to be the location for the Smuggler's Bay and some good weapons and stuff. That has tons of weapons inside that den. In fact, you can probably get some of the best weapons for archers and any kind of stealth build there. Alright, so what we're going to do is return to the Horns of the South, and we're going to complete Orla's quest as well. And she pretty much just laughs her butt off because she realizes that there is no special secret. It's just Rumpelt, an undead cook. Alright, the job's done, but I'm not sure the captain was looking for Rumpelt.
Rumpelt? What are you talking about? You found someone alive in there?
Alright, so more like an undead cook. Let's see.
Wait, Rumpelt? The one who disappeared
The one and the same.
centuries ago?
Marcus is the infamous cheese spell I've heard about. Thanks for explaining that. Yeah, absolutely.
With herring and cheese?
Laughing her butt off. So she's like, I can't believe it. All this for Rumpel, right? And pretty much that's exactly what happened. So that's how you get it, and I absolutely love it. Again, one of my favorite quest rewards, and you can get it really early on too. So it's just so cool. This game's amazing. I absolutely love this game. Alright, so next thing we're gonna do is go and take out some more of the bandits. So we'll be taking out the Fingerless Comb next, and we'll be clearing out the rest of the bandits. This will allow us to then search the rest of the areas as well. And then we're gonna go in and clear everything that we haven't cleared yet, and completing some side quests along the way. This kind of northern area is really fun, and we're going to be jumping into that, but I want to go ahead and take out all of the bandits and the bandit leaders first. So what we can do before we do all that is speak to Cillian Murphy, and we'd say, I'd like to collect a bounty for bandits. I'd like to collect a reward for bandit leaders, because we did kill Rusty Ardgall.
You managed to kill Rusty Ardgall? Well, well. A few months back, he supposedly took out a high-ranking red priest. So the big shots of Camelot were eager to see him dead. But it was you who finally pulled it off. And from what I hear, he was a tough bastard, surrounded by a gang of killers. Congratulations, and here's your reward.
He wasn't that too bad, actually. And then we're going to go ahead and give him the ogre head.
I can't believe you actually did it. A blade buried in that giant body. I can only imagine what a sight that was. Here, take your reward. And please accept Camelot's official gratitude. You've truly done a great service for the capital. Go chop off some heads.
Alright, so we got a bunch of XP and a bunch of gold as well, which is a thing of beauty. We'll sell whatever we don't want from this guy. Remember to toggle over. I always forget to do that. So we're going to give him the long sword. Sure, take all that. I'll keep a few of these things. Get rid of the shields because they're for cowards. Shields are for cowards. We can get rid of the silk stuff. Honestly, not going to be needing that necessarily. Shadowblade, Lamellar's armor, absolutely worthless. Everything else we'll probably be keeping, for the most part anyways. And then we'll stash everything else. What if I read all of this? We're gonna make, oh, there's more. Take this, take all the garbage that I picked up from the sea. Alright. And we're one level away, guys, from being able to equip the big bonk. So I'm actually gonna pull that out of our stash, and that we can have that as well. Super excited about that because it has a really cool effect, AoE effect in particular, that we're going to be taking advantage of. Alright, we need the pickaxe. Can drop that in there for now. Honestly, I just need a few. I would never use them, most likely. Not in this file anyways. Alright, drop the armor in there. The Druidic stuff that we picked up. We'll drop the +1 and the weapon relic. We're not going to use any of the weapon relics just yet, but we will in due time. And then we can put all these crafting ingredients away for now. Remember, these can be pulled from your stash, even if you're at any cooking campfire, anything like that, any alchemy station, so you don't need to carry these on your person. Marcus says, I'm enjoying your stream so much, bro. It's like sitting around with family or close friends. Love your song. Nice. Love that. Love that. That's what I'm going for. I'm just literally, I always say it's like playing on the couch. You know, like back in the day when you had couch co-op, you would play on the couch next to your buddies. That's exactly kind of like what I'm going for, honestly, you know? Okay, so what I'm going to do really quickly is we need to make sure that we read both of these. Okay, we have read both of those. So now I can go ahead and put those up. And then, honestly, we're pretty good. I need to grab the big bonk. And the only way I can find it easily is because there's only one of the only big sticks in my entire area. So we have these two. This is going to require some endurance, 4 endurance, which we don't have just yet. So I'm going to pull out Big Bonk, though. And Big Bonk will be the weapon that we use next. So I'll show you guys what that looks like. I showed you exactly how to obtain it last time. The cool thing about this, though, is that it creates an AoE shockwave where you slam down. So really cool. Alright, so now what we're going to do is go and take out some bandit leaders with the next 30 minutes that we have left.
Sometimes it's nice to just...
Because I have to get ready for my appointment. Fingerless Calm is just right over here. Honestly, we could go ahead and use this fast travel point if we're lazy bums. Remember that when you appear here, you will be taking on a little corpse guy, yeah, corpse eater. He respawns, so just make sure you take him out. My little axolotl freaks me out. Like, I am not used to hearing footsteps behind me. Here's what we're gonna do, though. We're gonna save, and we're gonna move forward. What's up, TD? What is up, TD? Alright, so we have a shovel here. There's going to be a few enemies that we can take out. Every time that you're here, later as you progress in the game, there's going to be an actual area where you clear out the bandits permanently, which is something that you can certainly do. We've already taken out these enemies and they haven't respawned yet, so that's beautiful. That means we can pretty much go straight towards our little friend. Too bad I saved back there. But it's fine. We'll just do this little walk of shame if we need to. So we're going to take on Fingerless Calm. Go for the kill. What I like to do is eat a food beforehand, and then that way if we get hit...
Your money or your life?
No! We can have heals over time. Holy moly. Don't you dare. Ah, okay, good. He is dead now. We get his skin, we're gonna take his head, and we're gonna grab all of the money he has. He's got a really good amulet as well. And the Shadow Blade is one of my favorite pieces. Honestly, I really did enjoy it. I'm going to take all of his stuff, just why not? We're going to take the Keeper's Tag. You can always get the Torn Keeper's set, but you can get a full set as well later on. The Keeper's Tags are going to give us some money, so always advise that you do that. I do want to show you guys the equipment that we got from him. The only thing that truly matters is the Shadow Blade. This is so good because as my stealth archer, if I'm wanting to just do something a little crazy and change it up a little bit, I can sneak in and do twice the damage. So your damage is then multiplied by 2, your sneak damage anyways. That's really, really crazy. Like for example, the sneak damage on my character, I'm trying to find out where it is. Let's see. The sneak damage on my character is 500%. And as you can tell, the sneak damage right now is 258%. Well, on my character and my off-stream stealth archer, because I have the Shadow Blade multiplies your sneak damage times 2. So my sneak damage is 500%. Not only that, but then I'm wearing sneak damage gear, which just only amplifies it even further. So really, really amazing stuff in my opinion. So we got the skin, we got the head, we got the Keeper's tag as well, and then we have the finger necklace, which increases your crit chance by 5%. Also not a bad thing to have, but I say for now we just can stay with the stamina. A little increased stamina is fine. We're doing tons of damage as it is, so we're going to keep moving on. So again, if you wanted to know where that was, this is Fingerless Colm. He's on the East Gate. We're going to be heading beyond. There's a handful of other enemies that we can fight. Sending the Giant is one, and then we have this one as well. We're going to go to Silent Cilia because she does have some other excellent gear that we can actually make use of. And it would mostly be for characters using daggers and things of that nature, specifically a parrying dagger. So if you have the parrying dagger and the parrying gauntlets, your window to parry is just massive. So you can parry and then wait, and then they strike, and you'll still get the parry effect, which decreases their stamina and can eventually lead to a stagger. So really, really good stuff in my opinion. We're going to do fast traveling so we can go ahead and get here quickly. Let's see. Abandoned Stronghold. If you've been following along, we already tagged it. If you don't know where that's at, from the keep, all you do is follow along past the Hunter's Camp, Marg, and the cemetery. And then from the cemetery, all we do is you just continue down the path and you find yourself at the Abandoned Stronghold. This is where the Tomb of the Good Druid was, where we obtained the Big Bonk. So all things that we've seen in the previous streams. I should have a donation option. A lot of times the best way to do the donations is on Ko-fi. So I have a Ko-fi, and that's usually in all of my... oh my gosh! What's hitting me? What's hitting me? Oh, I see. Everybody's hitting me. Ko-fi is one of the best ways, or you can just do a super chat. That should be an option that's available. But no worries. Never feel obligated to do that, but it does help a ton if you're able to. Okay, guys, seriously? So as an archer, it's a lot easier to deal with these threats because you're not getting pelted with arrows from above. No, I'm out of stamina. Lovely. I am donked up right now. Okay, here you go. This dude is a master fighter. They might call him an archer. Oh my gosh. Lovely. The whole army. They evade just as well as you do, so you gotta be careful. Ow. Ow. There you go. Silent Cilia is going to have some really great gear specifically for like dagger users and stealth users, and she's got really good... Oh, come on, a really good set too. You would run away, you coward. I don't think so, buddy. Marcus says, okay, cheers. Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. Absolutely. Okay, can people stop shooting me, please? Just for a moment. I would like to see if the claymore does any more damage. It doesn't. Okay, good. I'm glad that it doesn't actually, because I would have been kind of pissed. I want my unique weapon to do more damage. Here's a special little potion, otherworldly wax. Something that I haven't seen anywhere else other than here. You can get it from the abandoned stronghold, but all it does is it restores your mana whenever you kill an enemy. So like instant regain, you know? Okay, hopefully it's only this guy that saw us. Right in his head. Gotcha. Come to mama. I'll come to, oh my gosh. Popping a food item in battle is not bad because you heal over time, and then you can, as long as you don't get dangerously low, you can just rely on your potions or the heal over time for the food. That's what I tend to do. Alright. Oh my gosh. Who's hitting me now? Archer. Balls. Okay. Gotcha. Dead. Oh my goodness. Stop that. You missed. What a fight. What a fight. Okay. Jeez Louise. Oh, there's more. Okay. Lovely. Oh, my leg. Okay. More cabbage rolls. Alright, brother. That's not gonna save you. That's the execution. And you do executions, that actually increases your gain for your King's Soul ability a lot faster too, so something to consider trying. Alright, so there's going to be another enemy up top. That's going to be the boss enemy. Silent Cilia, if I'm not mistaken. What? Marcus, thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Honestly, you guys just being here, watching, hanging out with me is more than enough. It helps out. It really does, because the engagement and all that just helps, you know, drive like activity to the channel and all that, and it really helps support me. So I really appreciate you guys. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much for that. I want to tell you guys that this is an area that will be opened up later on, but instead what you want to do is come right in here once you're in the abandoned stronghold, and you can grab this parrying dagger. They have a dagger holding up this letter, and then you have this, which is a new ability. It's called Thunder Lash. But here you get the parrying dagger. So if you're not very good at parrying and it's something that you need to work on, it only requires 3 dexterity, but you have a giant parry window. And this is something that I use with, I pair this along with my Shadow Blade, which does the 2x sneak damage, and it's just so good. It's just fantastic. So something that I strongly consider that you get. Again, this is in the abandoned stronghold area, in the chamber to the right that's open. The parrying dagger is actually holding up the recipe, if you will, to for the spell. So it's just right here on this door. But hopefully you guys can benefit from that. Thank you so much, Marcus. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. We got the sharpening stone. We're gonna pick up all these goodies. There's gonna be maybe a handful more enemies. We'll see. Honestly, all we have to do is clear out this area and grab the rest of the goodies, and then we should be good to go. I need to start moving a little bit faster though, because running up on time. Normally I wouldn't have to rush, but I do right now just because I've got an appointment and I need to go to my appointment. Alright, so there's plenty of pathways to go. We're actually just gonna go this way first. And we're gonna see if we can take on Silent Cilia. She is pretty challenging, actually. She's got lots of health and she can heal herself, and she's got these really powerful daggers. So we've got the Tempest Alliance. That is a ring, and that's going to increase your mana shield by 2%. We've got this really cool potion that just restores a bunch of mana, and then just random ingredients and stuff. Alright. How are you not dead yet? There you go. I already popped some cabbage rolls, so we should be good to go. We're gonna dodge that. I don't know why I actually moved my head to dodge that. It helps. Oh my gosh. She healed! What a terrible person. It's okay when we heal. Oh my. Get out of my life. Okay. We get our head, get some coin, and we get Wolf's Fang and the Assassin's set. So what happens here is pretty much you get a bunch of bonuses to your sneak damage. So you have the full Assassin set, each giving about 5 to 10% of sneak damage increase. And then we have sneak damage multipliers with the Wolf Fang daggers that do require a little bit of dexterity. So really cool. Again, this is what you get from the Abandoned Stronghold, the bandit leader here in this location. And I'll do a little bit better to show you guys the map location, but at this point you should have certainly already know where we're at. The Abandoned Stronghold, I've shown the location a number of times, but just in case, we'll grab the leather. There's no keeper tag here, which I thought was really weird. I don't know if that was like unintended or not. Oh gosh, my cats are going crazy. She's going crazy. We get a rough amethyst and the Howling Crest. The Howling Crest is a shield, and it does actually you can push. There's an ability to push, and I'll show you what it looks like. And it actually uses mana, and it pushes with like a wind blast. It's really awesome. So anyways, again, the Abandoned Stronghold has tons of loot. You can get the Howling Crest from there as well. Remember, from the main keep, it's just right here, past Marg, past the cemetery, and the first major area you can see, first large structure. So we're going to be going, we can go around, honestly, first, it doesn't matter. And then we're going to be exploring all the goodies here. So let's see, grab some fire arrows, why not? Mana potion. We've got this up here we can grab. Scorching Blaze is going to be a spell we can use, so you go and look at that. It's just another type of fire type damage. It does shoot a huge like projectile that explodes on impact, so it's pretty good to have. Pretty fun to use. You can go all the way down there. There's actually nothing there except the scaffolding just ends. You have to do like a little bit of, oh, there's an enemy. That we took all of you out. Since we're here, you can just see that it just ends there, and then you're like, oh, well, you could jump across, but there's actually nothing there. There is going to be an area you do have to make a little bit of a jump and platform to get to, and I'm going to show you how to get that item and those secrets as well, but that's just up here. So we're coming back around this way. Gotta get the eggs, okay. And then we're going to have another set of gear. It's called Rogue's Step. So Rogue's Step is just another nice little pair of pants that if you move around a lot or dash, it's really good. It increases your dash speed by 30%. So Marcus, hope you stream tomorrow. I'm planning a Tainted Grail party with your stream running outside on another TV by the pool. Oh, nice. In a barbecue. That is pretty awesome. Barbecue plus Inhuman evening. Had a lot of mates ask for it. Cool. Yeah, I will be streaming tomorrow, actually. I stream... Well, I say this. I used to stream every day, Monday through Friday, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central my time. But now I'm changing that because it's the summer, so I have to just make sure I'm like you know, like I'm doing things with my daughter, we're taking advantage of her summer and having a really good time. And so what I do is I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, starting next week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I will not stream, but I will be doing other videos across my other channels. So you'll see like guides and reaction videos and lore videos across the board, so we'll be good to go. So here's more culinary madness with Rumpelt. We get more recipes from Rumpelt, and then again by jumping down off the scaffolding, you can also get the Winter's Crone Wrath. And this is another item you can obtain. So if you just look at the inventory again, we have another kind of like ice spell, and then we have Iron Lung, which is an amulet that increases stamina regen, and then some unique kind of like potions that we wouldn't normally obtain. So now we can go here and jump across. This is going to be the last little area here before we wrap up this particular like part of the stronghold anyways. But this is where the archers were and all that. The archers that were pelting me from afar. But that's the extent of the secrets in this area. You will be coming back here once Sir Galahad comes knocking on the doors of the Keepers of the South. So we'll be coming back here before long. We're going to be warping back to town and collecting our bounty and moving forward. Top, man, your times now fit UK time. I know, that's what's so awesome. I have a lot of people that typically watch from your part of the world, which is really neat because you're like 6 hours ahead. So it's like right after work for you guys. So it's really perfect. I think that works out really nicely too. What I'm going to do real quick is, because this is bothering me, I'm going to equip a potion. There you go, small health potion.
Please, state your business.
And we're going to collect whatever bounties we have. And then for the leader, of course, we have Fingerless Comb.
It's a Fingerless Comb, isn't it? They've been hunting him for the slaughter of 2 keepers. And now, they finally got him. Well, you have. Here's your reward.
And we found one of them, and we actually got his tags. Not all of the keepers have tags, though.
I see that Silent Cilia has finally been shut up for good. She earned that moniker because she liked to silence travelers by slitting their throats.
Not very nice.
I hope she met the same fate. I wonder what it sounds like when a blade pierces the trachea.
Yeah.
Anyway, the reward is yours.
He's a bit of a creeper.
Do you keep bandits' fingers as trophy?
All right, so now we're good. We've got most of them. We only have the giant left, and his story is actually kind of sad, but we're going to be taking him out nonetheless because he had a choice, and he chose violence, and we don't like that. So we're going to go to, okay, maybe not go to Osbrit. Perhaps not. We'll drop off all of our goodies. We're not quite level 12 yet, but we're so close, guys. We drop our Shadow Blade off and our parrying daggers and all that. We're going to keep Bonk. These are the Claymores. I think, do we have a Claymore? We don't have a Claymore. So I am going to go ahead and drop one of these Claymores off. And then the rest we're going to sell. That's the special shield that has that really cool ability. I'll be dumping off all of these as well. And we're keeping this for now until we get to level 12, and then we can drop off our spells. The Assassin's Armor, although it's amazing, it's not going to benefit us because we're not sneaking around at all. We don't need this. Crit chance by 5 is great. You can always, you know, kind of pair that with all these other things and you get a lot of, you know, good benefit there. I like to put this away because he's special. My little grub. That looks special too, but I sold it in my last file. And I think we're good to go there. Now what we can do is rest. Oh, we're level 12. You gotta be kidding me. Yes! That is so exciting. That means we're gonna start off next stream bonking everything. Oh my gosh, that's insane. Okay, what perfect timing then too. Did I not apply that? Okay, confirm the changes. Yes, please. We are going to rest. Wait until morning. Bonk is big bonk, in fact. It's actually big bonk. That's even worse in my opinion. I'm like, wow, that's questionable. So now we're doing 56 to 84 damage. and now we're gonna have that much more power. Oh, that's insane. Okay, I'm so glad. Oh my gosh, this is great. So let's go ahead and put this weapon away for now, and then we'll be selling our claymore, and I think we're good to go. Well, actually, everybody's still asleep, so let's... Y'all need to wake up, you lazy bums. I need a merchant, and I need one now. Oh, I'm so excited, though. Okay, there he is. Let's go ahead and sell this stuff. We're going to save and call it an end of the stream. I will be streaming the rest of this week, though. Just be advised, I will be streaming the rest of the week, for sure. Copper arrows are much better than the ones I have. I'll keep those. And then we'll get rid of our mana stuff, because we don't need it. I don't have a recipe for those yet. I don't want to hold on to that. I think we're good. We'll go ahead and go into this status menu so we can see ourselves, and that's going to be the end of this stream, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I will be streaming tomorrow at the same time and through the rest of the week. Next week I'll be streaming Monday, Wednesday, Friday throughout the rest of the summer, so 3 days a week. But the thing is, I will end up it'll allow me to kind of free me up to post videos on my other channels, my brand new reaction channel that I'm going to be launching in June, as well as my lore channel that I can be doing weekly stuff on. And then this channel is the one I'm most active on, constantly doing playthroughs for you guys, with you guys, and doing guides so that we can kind of play along together, get the same things, have the same experience. So anyways, you guys are awesome. Thank you all so much. See you tomorrow at the party. Absolutely, Marcus. Thank you so much again for the Ko-fi and the donations. It really does help a lot. As a full-time content creator, you have no clue how much that means to me. So thank you so much for the support and the love, my brother. Thank you all so much. And I will be heading out to my appointment, but I will see you guys tomorrow bright and early in your part of the world, a little bit in the afternoon. So thank you all so much again. And I always say this, and don't forget, but thank you all so much for being the best part of my channel. It's because of you guys that I'm able to do what I love doing and live my dream of being a full-time content creator. So you guys have made my dream a reality. So thank you all so much for that. Again, you are the best part of my channel.